Gary Dorr, please report to the south ticket window. Gary Dorr, please report to the south ticket window.
Jim Roper, John Levin, we're atop the press box at Memorial Stadium. We apologize for the false start a few minutes ago, but we are ready to go. High school football, the second week of the CS8 season comes to an end this afternoon with Taylorville and Springfield High. And Jim Roper, we take a long look at these two teams meeting on the football field because it is the last time for the foreseeable future we're going to see that happen.
Yeah, Taylorville leaves the Central State 8 for the Apollo at the end of this school year. And Springfield High will be joined by...
Fans, this afternoon, the Springfield High School Marching Band is proud to present another performance under this year's theme, Marching for a Cause. Today, the Marching Senators are raising awareness about diabetes, the nation's 7th leading cause of death and a major contributor to heart disease and stroke. We recognize the great work of the American Diabetes Association, whose mission is to prevent and cure diabetes and to improve the lives of all people affected by diabetes. Thanks to the Springfield High Marching Senators for their support
that game
of the
in
American
Taylorville that
Diabetes
started this 5-year
Association.
run of wins for Springfield over the Tornadoes. That was back with Tyrell Bolden in his sophomore year, and that bunch was off to an outstanding start that year, and everybody thought the Taylorville game, which was the middle of the season back in 2008, was going to be the first big test for the Senators. And it was kind of like the Rochester SHG game last night. Springfield jumped out to a big lead, and then it was kind of a white knuckler in the second half, but they held on and won that game by 6, and they've really dominated this series the last few years.
It's one of those things that, established Springfield High, but basically that was the game that made them a team that's been to the playoffs the last 5 years in a row, and they've been pretty good, and they needed to win that game because Taylorville had been a preeminent team in the Central State 8 in those days, and they needed to go on the road, they needed to get a win, and they did it. And Springfield High really hasn't looked back since then.
Taylorville, the visiting team this afternoon, in white with purple numerals and helmets. They are all in white, pants and jerseys. And the Senators have their new look maroon jerseys on with the newly painted gray helmets for this afternoon's home game. Jim, Springfield High, this is not a homecoming game, by the way. That's coming up in a few weeks against Lincoln in Week 5. But after this afternoon's game, the Senators play 5 of their remaining 7 on the road.
And none of them are easy touches because next week it's Sacred Heart Griffin. They've got Rochester in that group. They've got Glenwood in that group. So, they need to be 2-0 when this day ends.
Taylorville comes in off a 34-0 loss at home to Chatham Glenwood. Played very well for the first half of the game. Trailed only 14-0 at halftime. But Glenwood wore them down in the second half, and the Tornadoes were not able to generate any offense to speak of in that game.
That was the biggest story that day. They were -7 in rushing yards in that game. Just 65 yards in passing. It's a Taylorville team. You figure that Jeff Oldham has spent the past week really working on figuring out what they do best on offensive, working on that. They had a little bit of turnover problem. They turned it over 5 times in that game against Lincoln. It wasn't bad. They turned it over 3 times and given some chances. But it's going to be the emphasis will be on offense for Taylorville.
Springfield 1-0 beat Lanphier on this field on Friday night of last week, 44-12. All of the points were scored against the second defensive unit for the Senators, and all things considered, Jim, it was not a flawless performance for Springfield High, but a pretty good opener for them.
Yeah, and after the game, I talked to Coach R.J. Luke, and one of the things he said was that he was very happy with the way they ran the ball, but he felt that they still needed the passing game really needed work. They had about 120 yards passing in that game, and that was one of the things he said. Run game, we've got to have the correct
Springfield High Band under the direction of Kelly Goldberg down on the field, entertaining before this game. The crowd is thin at the moment on this warm Saturday afternoon. It is breezy. The breeze is from the southwest at about 10 to 15 miles an hour, and we'll be up at about 87 degrees come kickoff a little more than 10 minutes from now. Taylorville and Springfield High will take a 3-minute break. Come back with the starting lineups and play-by-play on Sports Radio 1450.
Gentlemen, will you please stand? We're going to have the performance of the Star Spangled Banner in just a moment. But at this time, we would like to take a moment to recognize and pay tribute to Mr. Scott Floor, a Franklin Middle School 6th grade history teacher, coach, and mentor. Coach Floor was a friend to many. He lost his battle with cancer on Monday morning. Scott Floor was one of the most dedicated and loyal Falcons of all time. Scott's greatest passion was teaching and coaching the students at Franklin Middle School here in Springfield. Scott Floor will be greatly missed. In honor of Coach Floor, we ask that everyone please at this time observe a moment of silence. Thank you. And now please face the flag at the south end of the field. Star Spangled Banner from the Springfield High Marching Center.
Taylorville 0-1 off their 34-0 home loss to Glenwood last week. Springfield High 1-0 off a 44-12 win over Lanphier on this field on Friday night of last week. Starting lineups for this game brought to you by X Schaefer and Punk, certified public accountant downtown at 6th and Adams. A two-way starter for Taylorville, one of their five is their quarterback and defensive back Tanner Champley, a junior, at 6'1" and 160. In the offensive backfield, they will use a mix and hope to have more success than they did against Glenwood. Dalton Stokes, who will also start on the four-man defensive front, is one of the running backs we'll see. He's a senior at 5'10 and 200 pounds. We'll also see back there occasionally Jake Smothers, who starts at linebacker, a senior at 5'9 and 170. The wide receiving options include Leighton Morrissey, a 5'11", 150-pound senior. He also plays safety. And Jeff McChristy, who played a little quarterback last year at times, a senior 6'1 and 160. Ben Kettlecamp is the Taylorville tight end, 6'1", 165, and a junior. Offensive linemen include two-way starter Blake Cooper. He's also on the D-line. He's a big senior, 6'1", 255, and Thomas Snyder, who also goes both ways on the line, 6'2", 280, and a junior. Elliot Hogue starts on the line, 6'2", 260 junior, and Blake Carmichael as well, 6'1", 202, and a senior is Carmichael. Jeb Odom, the outstanding quarterback for the Tornadoes, almost a generation ago, is in his 5th year as their head coach with a record of 12 and 25. For the Senators, not much in the way of changes from last week. The quarterback and his starting free safety is outstanding senior Brenton Wilkie, 6'3 and 210. In the offensive backfield, a mix of Trey Burgess, 6'1", 185, and a senior who scored 4 touchdowns last week, one of them on a kickoff return, and Tony Williams, a sophomore at 5'10 and 210. 3 receivers, including Tanner Colclaser, a starting strong safety, a junior 5'11", 185, an outstanding two-way player, and Colton Eilers, who had the best game of his high school career with 6 catches, 1 for a touchdown against Lanphier, a senior at 6'1", 170. We'll also see slotted Raheem Hawkins, 6'1", 195, and a freshman, and Dane Minder is the tight end, 6'1", 210, and a senior. The offensive line with Josiah Small continuing to start at right tackle for the injured Dakota Zubek. He rolled his ankle in practice a couple of days before the Lanphier game, did Zubek. He's one of the mainstays on this team. He will get it reviewed again midweek next week. They were hoping to have him back for Friday's game at Sacred Heart Griffin, but it looks like Dakota's going to be out at least a couple more weeks. Small is joined by Logan Winders, who will play some D-line, the left tackle. The center and an outside linebacker is Josh Goff. The left guard and the nose guard is Alex Gelber, the 240-pound junior. Nick Casper, the starting middle linebacker, and Eric Lawrence, 4'3", is the right guard. Nick is 6'1", 225, and a senior. R.J. Luke is the second-year Senator head coach. Springfield High 6-5, and Jim, the Senators are starting to get a little bit more comfortable with the system that their young head coach is running.
Yeah, they definitely are. And it helps that the system is being handled for the second year by a head quarterback. Britton Wilkie has been there. He knows what he wants. Britton Wilkie is a tough kid. He's a guy that's not afraid to put it down and run, and that's what R.J. looks like.
They've had the coin toss, and we'll give you the results of that in a moment. Sponsored by Trinity in Taylorville. The opening lineups, as always, brought to you by Schaefer and Pump CPOs downtown at 6th and Adams. Welcome to the jungle. Welcome the Senators back to the field in their dark gray pants and helmets and those maroon uniforms. I compared them to a Stanford look, and Jim, you said Danville High School last week.
Very similar.
Either one works, but it's certainly a different shade of red than we're accustomed to seeing the Senators in the past. But I think the kids have enjoyed the new look this year.
That's always one of those things that pushes you a little bit more to come out. You just feel different wearing a different kind of uniform.
Springfield High has won the last 5 in this series. 40-13 their win at Taylorville last year. And this is one, Jim, we talked about the schedule upcoming for the Senators. This is one that they need to take care of business in because you don't know what's going to happen as the schedule toughens down the road.
Absolutely. As I said before, they need to come, by the end of the day, they need to be 2-0 going to SHG next week.
Ken Nelson is the referee. This is a local and veteran officiating crew. These guys do a nice job. Jim Paul, Randy McLeese, Lyman Argelanis, and Bob Clayton, the other officials this afternoon. I don't think the heat's going to be too much of a factor, Jim. The humidity's nothing like it was last week, and we've got a nice breeze out of the south-southwest.
I don't think the heat was a factor last night, and it seemed like it was warmer last night, but perfect conditions to play football in early September.
Coin toss was brought to you by Trinity in Taylorville. The Tornadoes will return. They'll have the wind at their back as well in this first quarter. Senators bring out their freshman Graham Haven to kick off, and he's a positional kicker. He's not going to drive it into the end zone. They do have Zephan Marine, who has kicked for them in the past, now practicing, but he joined the team late enough that he's still ineligible this week. Zephan is a soccer player. and he has been an asset on special teams in the past. Just about set to go. Taylorville in white will go from south to north, and the Senators in red will kick into the wind to open this Week 2 finale. The kickoff is short, very short, holds up in the breeze. It's picked up at the 32 by an upman with a lineman's number, and he brings it out to the 39 before the tackle is made. I believe that was Brett Langen. No, it was not 53. It was 52. Caleb Hadley, a senior, with a 7-yard return out to the 39, and the Tornadoes will start with pretty good field position. A staff carpet first down, 1st and 10 from their 39. Quarterback is Tanner Champley, 4 of 14 last week for 49 yards and an interception.
Got a little dinged and had to come out of that game.
I think he cramped up, in fact.
Yeah.
In the backfield behind him is Jake Smothers, the senior, 5'9", 170. Twin receivers, both left and right for Taylorville, and they'll open it up. Out of the pistol formation, back to pass is Champley, throws low on the left side, and the catch is made outside the 45 by number 45, Aaron Herkert. Herkert we'll see in the backfield as well. He's got a 7-yard gain out to the 46, and Goff records the tackle for SHS. Josh Goff is a coach's son. His dad, Don, the former Lanphier head coach, is on the Senators staff. 2nd down and 3 on the completion from the quarterback Champley to 45, Aaron Herkert, the senior, at 6'1", 180. Now it's an empty backfield. 2 receivers to the right side. The wider of the 2 is Morrissey, and trips to the left, even on 2nd and 3 from the 46. They dump it out on the screen, and a catch and a first down up the left sideline. Ahead to the 43 of the Senators is Sid Wright. They're going to use a lot of different receivers. Wright was the leading receiver last week with 2 catches. Another tackle for the linebacker Goff, but it's a staff carpet first down for the Tornadoes at the Senators 44.
10-yard gain to the 44.
They will shuttle players in and out. Coming off the field is the man who made the catch, Wright, along with Dylan France, a starting DB. Wide to the right side here is Morrissey. And on the left side is the dangerous Jeff McChristy, a good athlete. And they pitch the ball forward ahead to Jake Smothers running right side. He steps inside then outside with a nice run. Looks like he might have a first down. Inside the 35 to the 34, he got about 10.
Yeah, first down, across the sticks.
Alonzo Hammonds angled him out of bounds. That was a quick pitch laterally to the right side. We'll call that a running play for Smothers, though it did go marginally backwards. And then Smothers darted ahead for 12 to the 32, and Jim Taylorville's offense has been very efficient early on.
Yeah, nice variety, wide open attack.
Out of the gun here, they're going to run the exact same play. This is a pass ahead to Smothers, a very short dump pass, and it's going to work well again. He's got another first down at the right sideline. Smothers all the way down to the 20 before he was popped. Another gain of 12, another staff carpet, 1st and 10.
Not sure if the Springfield defense is ready for this.
And they've been back on their heels here. Defensively that time, the strong safety Cole Glazier came up and hit Smothers, but Jeb Odom's got a good game plan working, and Taylorville, 1 minute into this game, is driving at the Senator 20 on the right side of the field. Now they're out of a straight eye, and the quarterback comes under center. They give to Smothers, and this time not much there. He took it through the right guard position, got just a yard to the 19. Setting up a 2nd down 9. Cole Glazier got in there. They also got some help from the defensive end. Harrison Williams, a senior at 5'10", 190. So 4-3 Senator front with Kalen Kemp on the end along with Harrison Williams. Croma inside along with the nose guard Alex Gelber for SHS. Nick Casper's the middle linebacker of 3. Quarterback's going to keep it straight up the middle off a good fake into the end zone. Touchdown Taylorville. Tanner Champley goes 19 yards. The Senators bought the fake handoff to the running back to the right of him, Smothers, and the Tornadoes take it right down the field, driving 61 yards for an early 6-0 lead.
Very impressive the way Taylorville ran that. Very organized right down the field.
It really was only one good defensive stop by the Senators on that drive.
And that was the play that you figured they had prepped for.
McChristy is the holder for Brandon Moody, and the junior will try the extra point. A minute 46 into the game, and the Tornadoes have scored for the first time this season. Moody drives it towards the left upright and just inside. It's good. 7-0 Taylorville, a minute 46 into the game, and the Senators haven't shown up yet. Back for the kickoff in a minute.
tight ends in the flank. Okay? Our linebackers and linemen.
Don't forget the extra point sponsor.
Long A.
And who?
50.
Friends of Jack Campbell.
All right, Sam 60. And the 2 safeties, a 2 and 8 outside. It's an automatic cover 4. Hey, just check tight head, cover 4. That's an automatic check. Tight head, cover 4. All right? I tell you what, step in there and got that. Step up there and got that. Double flank.
Jim Rupert, John Levin back here at Memorial Stadium, Taylorville. 6th place, 61 yards, used 1 minute and 46 seconds. Tanner Champley, the 19-yard run for the touchdown.
And a little trouble fielding the kickoff, but Burgess had to go off his hands in the right corner, and the momentum of the football took it into the front of the end zone for a touchback, so that's a break for Trey Burgess. And Jim, a rather inauspicious start for the Senators this afternoon.
Yeah, Champley, 19-yard run. Brandon Moody with the point after kick, which is sponsored by the Friends for Jack Campbell. 1 minute, 46 seconds on the drive at 10:14 of the first quarter. Taylorville leads 7-0. The Senators take over 1st and 10 at the 20.
Tony Williams to the right shoulder of the quarterback Wilkie out of the gun. 2 receivers left and 1 to the right. They'll run the option right side. Wilkie keeps it himself. He's got a hold, dances to the outside with good speed. Gets 5, maybe 6. Angled out of bounds by Champley at the 25.
Run out of bounds by Champley at the 25.
Interestingly, both quarterbacks play in the defensive secondary. You don't see that a lot of times in schools at 4A, 5A, 6A level.
25-yard line.
7-0 early for Taylorville. Senators did get Wilkie off the field for about a quarter and a half defensively last week. Williams remains the running back. Cole Clazier slotted on the left side, one of 2 receivers that way. Eilers to the short side of the field on the right. They have trouble with the snap back to Wilkie, and he has to cover up on it back at the 22. That's a loss of 3 on the relatively high snap. Wilkie tried to one-hand it. They're going to mark it, in fact, at the 21. It's 3rd down 9, and Jim, this is not a very impressive start for the home team here.
No, after the way they played last week, you'd have thought that they were be kind of fired up, and knowing what they have ahead of them, that they need this one.
4-man front for Taylorville. They operate a 4-3. Cole Clazier and Eilers to the left here. Dane Minder to the short side of the field right on 3rd and 9. Rolling left is Wilkie. Steps up and throws way over the head of Cole Clazier, and that pass was actually behind the line of scrimmage. It's 4th and 9. Taylorville goes 61 yards to score on their first drive, and the Senators go 3 and out. Well, it's windy, and the Senators are going mostly into this wind, but that's not what's motivating this. Taylorville has come out and dominated the first 2 minutes, 45 seconds of the game. Goff, the center, will snap. Wilkie is about 7 yards, 8 yards behind center back at the 13. Puts his foot into it, high and into the breeze. And it can be returned back from the 40-yard line, out across the 45 into the Senator 48. Sid Wright, the return man. 12 on that return on a 39-yard punt. We're back in 30 seconds.
And it's a 49-yard line.
It was blocked up nice. He could have got the edge anyway. No, he's not running hard.
Let's go. Red and black. Let's go. Let's go red. Let's go. Let's go black. Let's go.
Buck him the other way.
Red and black. Let's go.
Short pass ahead, again on the right side, this time to Alec Myers. There is a flag that was thrown as soon as that play developed. It started at the Senator 49, went down to their 45, but there is a flag.
I think that has to be an eligible man downfield, because that's got to be a forward pass procedure.
Illegal procedure penalty against the Tornadoes.
5-yard penalty against the Tornadoes. That'll back them up to their 46. They started here at the Senator 49. Off an 11-yard punt return by Sid Wright. They're running that little pitch pass, Jim. It is a forward pass, but it's only going about 2 yards. It's going to the running back, who is lining up off the right shoulder of Champley, and thus far the Senators have had a hard time defending it. 1st and 15, Herkert stays in the backfield. Morrissey wide to the right side. That's the short side. And on the left side of the field is number 11, Dylan France, on 1st and 15. Now they've got two backs, and they are split. And they'll go with the inside handoff for a short gain back to the Taylorville 49, a pickup of 3. Casper made the tackle on Herkert. And it will be 2nd and 12 for Taylorville. 7-0 Tornadoes, 8.5 minutes to go first quarter. Each team plays a 4-3 defense. Eric Warren, the veteran coach, is the defensive coordinator for SHS. And their first-string unit has already given up a touchdown that took only a minute 46 off the clock. 2nd and 12, just inside the right hash mark, twin receivers left and right. Shamply throws underneath. He's got Herkert, who ran into his own man, but has a nice gain through the middle of the field. He may have a first down. He drove the pack forward inside the Senator 40, perhaps inside their 39. He's got the staff carpet first down. And Taylorville continues with a very effective offensive push in the early minutes of this game.
13-yard gain on that one for the first down.
The interesting thing about this, Jim, is that they're attacking both flanks, and they're the middle of the field, and really, they're not doing anything terribly fancy.
Absolutely nothing fancy.
One running back to the right of Champlin. Staff carpet first down for Taylorville. Man comes in motion to the right. There's a drop, and the ball is on the turf, and the Senators have it with flags down. The handoff was never made successfully, and Alonzo Hammonds was right there to recover for SHS, pending the penalty call. It's an illegal shift against Taylorville. SHS gets the turnover and a break, and they'll start 1st and 10 at their 42. That play was messed up right from the start. The little pitch to the running back hit him right in the chest. He wasn't ready for it. Ball fell on the turf. They also had two players in motion at the same time, so that was the nature of the penalty. Taylorville turned it over 5 times last week against Glenwood, and here they give the Senators a chance to try to take it down and tie the score. 2 receivers to the left side of the field. That's the far side of the field. Burgess in the game. They fake the handoff to him, and Wilkie keeps it himself. He got trip tackled on a good defensive play. Leighton Morrissey came in, and Dylan France was in the neighborhood as well, but the gain for Wilkie is outside the 45 to the 46. He picked up 5, added 2nd and 5. That looked like it was going to be a bigger gainer than it turned out to be for Brenton Wilkie.
That was a great fake in the middle because I thought the running back had it. Burgess is in there this time.
In the shotgun, Burgess off the left shoulder of Brenton Wilkie. 2nd and 5 from the 46. Now Trey Burgess dances through a hip tackle attempt. Now steps out to the right and gets to the 50 for a gain of 4. He'll be a yard short of the first down. Smothers, the linebacker, made the stop on Burgess. Burgess carried for 3 touchdowns last week and ran a kickoff 86 yards back for another.
He was stopped about 3 times. He made a couple nice moves. Shifty, very fast feet to turn that one upfield and make something out of it.
Well, they bring the 394-pound tackle Eric Cromar into the game, and he's going to block here as a fullback in the offset eye. Short yardage formation. Tony Williams directly behind the quarterback, Wilkie, and we've got a whistle and a flag before the ball is snapped.
Yeah, the Taylorville guy jumped.
That'll give the Senators a free first down. So they'll get Cromar back out of the game, and Williams checks out for Burgess. Cole Clayser back in as well, and the Senators have a staff carpet first down at the Taylorville 45. Tanner Champley went 19 straight up the middle for the opening touchdown for the Tornadoes. At the 10-14 mark of this first quarter. Down to 6:15 with the clock restarted. Twins to the left side, a single receiver to the right side, that's Eilers. They haven't gone to him yet. Quarterback draw, not much there. Wilkie tackled low and brought down 1 yard into the backfield at the 46. Good penetration that time from 44 for Taylorville. That's Dalton Stokes, the defensive lineman, 5'10", 201. And it's 2nd down 11 for SHS.
2nd and 11.
4 carries, 4 yards. Brenton Wilkie, he's the only one. Burgess had the 1 carry for 4 yards. So it's been all Wilkie so far.
Dickerson and Cole Clayser are the receivers left. There's a wing on that side. Eilers to the short side of the field on the right as a receiver. Burgess, the running back, with a flag.
That's got to be a procedure. Unless somebody from Taylorville crossed the line.
Ken Nelson will let us know.
Coachman.
Going to be a 5-yard penalty against Taylorville. Ken put the hand to the back of his head. know if that was a chin strap that had not been adjusted or what that was, but it's a 5-yard penalty against the Tornadoes down to the 40.
Yeah, closer to a 6-yard penalty.
5-yard penalty against
Yeah, you're right. They marked it from the 46 to the 40.
40-yard line.
2nd down and 5 Senators. Right side of the field, down 7 early. Burgess, good hold through the left side, dances for the first down, accelerates, wants to hang on to the ball now. Burgess inside the 30, down close to the Tornadoes 28. Trey Burgess picked up 17 and a first down. Well, you like what you've seen out of him early on at SHS, don't you, Jim?
Oh, he's a quality back, no doubt about it.
Cornerback made the tackle in the secondary, and that is Champley, the quarterback for Taylorville when they have the ball. 1st and 10 Senators, a staff carpet first down. Taylorville fakes the blitz. Handoff to Burgess. Huge hole through the left side. Stays on his feet as he stumbles inside the 25. Cuts it back at the 15 to the right, and down he goes right there.
Well, they had a shoe tackle on him, and he was able to keep his feet and keep going. Herker made a nice recovery to bring him down at the
1st and 10 Springfield.
16-yard line. Pick up at 12.
Nice block, Jim, by the left tackle, Logan Winders, the junior at 6'4", 290. They had initially opened the hole for Trey Burgess. We'll call it the 15. It's in between the 15 and 16. 4:40 to play in the first quarter. Senators on the drive into the wind. Headed south down 7-0. This time Wilkie fakes the inside handoff to Williams. He's hit in the backfield, and he's buried by 3 other Tornadoes back at the 18 for a loss of 2.
Initial penetration.
Officials timeout.
Who was it that got in there? I thought it was 10, but it couldn't have. I don't think it was Brandon Miller.
Might have been Jake Smothers, number 1, the linebacker.
That's who it was.
Yeah, and Stokes finished him off along with
Ball
Morrissey.
spotted at the 18-yard
Loss of 2, so they have keyed, it would appear, early on Wilkie in terms of carrying the football.
Yeah, and Springfield's reluctant to put it up because they got the wind in their face, so we'll see what happens when it's on the change.
Going to go Wildcat here with Chase Dickerson in at quarterback. Let's hope that Wilkie is okay. They hand off to Williams, and he gets nothing.
Tony Williams.
Up the middle, he lost a yard back to the 19. Wilkie looks healthy. He was just out for a play as they went Wildcat with Chase Dickerson. Wilkie gets a pat on the backside from Coach Luke, and is back out on the field. Hawkins will exit along with Burgess, so Tony Williams and Chase Dickerson are out there in this package. 3rd down, 13 Senators from the left side. 2 receivers to the right, Dickerson the wider, Cole Clays with the slot, and on the left side, the short side of the field is Colton Eilers on 3rd and 13 from the Taylorville 19. Wilkie on a controlled rollout right, throws high over the head of Cole Clays just inside the Taylorville 10, and incomplete. So it's 4th down, and given the strength of this wind, Jim, I think they've got no question but to go for it here.
Yeah, but I don't know that they throw it. They're really struggling with the passing game so far.
How much of it is the wind, and how much of it is Wilkie just missing his targets?
Yeah, you don't know how much he's trying to compensate for the wind, but as he misses his targets.
Dickerson to the left side here. Cole Clazier slotted right. Eilers the wide receiver to the far side of the field right. Williams the running back, and out of the gun on 4th and 13. Wilkie rolls right, steps up and throws against pressure. Receiver fell down. The ball is juggled and intercepted by Sid Wright of Taylorville at the 6-yard line.
Yeah, Eilers slipped at the 5-yard line, and just as he was making his cut, he went down, and that's when Wilkie delivered. You know what, though? The ball's back at the 5, so kind of like a punt, I guess.
Not the worst thing in the world. In fact, had Wright not held on to that ball, they would have had a 1st and 10 at their 19 rather than back at their 6. They're going to take a water break here on a warm Saturday afternoon, so let's take 60. The timeouts are brought to you by Steak and Shake. 7-0 Taylorville in the first quarter. Back in a minute.
Tell Josh, you're a flanker, he's like an outside stack 50. He's like stacking his hand.
James, did you know your risk of developing type 2 diabetes increases with age, but it's also based on factors like family history, gender, and ethnicity?
If they go double
Done by
flank,
the American Diabetes Association research team. Pick up the diabetes risk test, or take the online diabetes risk test at diabetes.org.
Defensively, he didn't go top on several.
Empty. Rip. Josh, get out of the box. Josh, get out of the box. You got a fuck. Here he is.
Draw.
Right up the middle goes Tanner Champley from the 6. He's got a first down with a burst of speed. Taylorville out of the shadow of their end zone. They get 12 and a staff carpet first down to their 18.
Uninspired effort by the Senators so far, John.
Yeah, it's definitely been lackluster. Not much energy. They've been back on their heels. We heard Eric Warren up here with us on top of the press box screaming instructions at the last minute for the defensive setup there. And 12 for Champley in the first down, and Champley has had his way against the Senator defense early on.
2 carries, 31 yards.
Their staff carpet first down. And a fake handoff. Here he goes again up the middle, and this time a good tackle across the 20 made by 53 Alex Gelber, the nose guard. But a gain of 4 and almost 5. We'll call that a 5-yard pickup to the 23 and 2nd and 5. Last week against Glenwood, just to give you a sense of where Taylorville's offense was coming into this game, they had net rushing yardage of -2.
Well, they've made up for it so far this game.
No doubt about that. Timeout on the field called by Taylorville, sponsored by Steak and Shake. They lead the Senators 7-0, and we're back in a minute.
Yeah, it's that same scenario I talked about on the board where they squeeze and then they scrape the linebacker. And then arc.
All right, here we go. Hey, Coach.
Yeah.
Let's go. We're at 29. We're at 29. Okay. Sam Homer. Sam Homer. Sam Homer. 3. Right. Sam Homer. 3. All right, it's double flight. It's off.
Josh, you got to bounce this way.
Champley out of the shotgun on 2nd down and long, throws it out to the right side, incomplete. A good hit on the receiver as the ball floated towards him. That was Herkert, and he was hit at the 25-yard line. The pass goes incomplete, and it's 3rd and 5 from the 23.
Bookie on the pass coverage, you're right, he had him blanketed. That one didn't have much of a chance, and I'm not so sure that Champley wasn't compensating a little bit for the wind at his back on that throw.
Wind is from the southwest at about 10, sometimes gusting up to 15 miles an hour. 7-0 Taylorville. Clock stopped off the incomplete pass with 2:15 to go. Herkert tight end left side. It's a double tight end formation. Single receivers left and right on 3rd and 5, and the running back repositions himself. That's Keen Rogers to the left of Champley. Man in motion, high snap. Champley juggles it, and he is thrown down by Alonzo Hammonds, who shot in there and made the stop at about the 13.
Two big defensive plays for Alonzo Hammonds. Recovered a fumble, and now he makes the sack. High snap is the one that set that up, though. They had a great play, defensive call that time, the blitz by the outside linebacker.
We'll call it the 14 where they mark it. Now right back to punt for Taylorville, and the Tornadoes, their last 2 drives, have not had the success they did on the opening strike up the field for 61 and a score. Eilers back to return the punt, and he was only standing at midfield. Line of scrimmage, the 14. Good snap, right gets it away, line drive kick, that's returnable. Eilers left side from midfield, comes back right to the 45. Angling towards the sideline at the 40, and down he goes at the 37. 36 on the punt, 13 on the return. And Sid Reich got down there after punting the ball along with Blake Carmichael to combine on that tackle. We'll keep it here as the Senators start with the staff carpet first down in outstanding field position at the Taylorville 37. Now you got to take advantage of the field position, Jim, and the offense has to assert itself.
Well, now I think you bleed the clock and keep the possession until you get the wind to change.
2 receivers left, Eilers to the right. They're going to hand it up the middle to Burgess, left and right. Big hole, 30, 25, easily the first down. There is a flag, though, near the end of the line, as Burgess is tackled forward just inside the Taylorville 20.
Hey, Tyler.
McChristy made the tackle, and Burgess gives him a pat on his helmet. It's going to be a holding call against the Senators, and that'll back them up 10 from the spot of the infraction.
Well, they picked up 10. The penalty came 10 yards past the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, this may turn out to be a do-over. Flag is down at the 27, so if they mark it from there, it's back to the line of scrimmage at the Taylorville 37, and you'll repeat the first down. First down and 10.
26. From the 27.
1:23 to go. Greg Dunham is here again from District 186 videotaping, and you'll see the game on cable channel 22 in the days ahead, and also on YouTube. You'll have to accept the audio of Sports Radio 1450 whether you like it or not. 7-0 Taylorville, 1st and 10 Senators, 2 receivers left, 1 right. Hand off to Burgess, he's hit immediately and fumbles. The ball's on the ground at the 45. Taylorville claims they have it, and the official concurs. Jake Smothers, the linebacker, and Burgess was smothered, Jim, as soon as he took that handoff.
Yeah, 8-yard loss back to the 45.
Really can't blame Trey for that. He barely had the ball in his hands when he was hit. And Smothers took advantage of the defensive penetration to force that turnover for Taylorville. They did force a couple of early fumbles against Glenwood last week. They bring their offense out from their 45. In the final 64 seconds of the first quarter, they have really outplayed SHS, leading 7-0 to the surprise of many here. Out of the I formation, quarterback comes under center, and they give the ball. I believe that was Smothers, the tailback. Out across the 50 with a nice gain. He got 7 to the Senator 48. Cole Glazier came in from strong safety. It's a fairly favorable mark as well. We'll call that the 47 for a pickup of 8 and 2nd and 2. A lot of different skill position players being shuttled into the game. Herkert is in there now, along with Leighton Morrissey for Taylorville. They're going to split wide to the right side. Tight end on the right side. And a receiver, a single one to the left. Out of the shotgun, running back to the right of Champley on 2nd and 2. Looked like they got off the ball a bit early, but there's no flag. Champley surges up the middle for another easy first down. He picked up 7 more to the Senator 40. A staff carpet first down. Winders came back from the defensive line to make the stop. 15 seconds to play in the quarter, and the Tornadoes don't appear to be in any hurry to get off one more snap before they lose the win. All things considered, Jim, I think Jeb Odom and the Tornadoes have to be thrilled with this first quarter.
Extremely pleased. Yeah, they've been good. Very good.
7-0 Taylorville, looking to break a 5-game losing streak to the Senators. We'll head to the second quarter in a minute.
Well, maybe you had to take that backer because you run to the weak side. The backer's got to hang for the trap because you run to the weak side. The rover will be sitting outside for the running back. They're running it weak. You know what I mean? All right. And the end. They're zoning it weak, yeah.
For Jeb Odom. And yet they have dominated the first quarter of this game. Now they're going into the wind, though, headed to the south. They have good field position. After Jake Smothers recovered a Burgess fumble late in the first quarter, they're at the SHS 40 with a 7-0 lead on the Senator.
Taylorville ball to begin the second quarter at the Springfield 40, first down.
Possession West Coast offense type passes, so I don't know that the wind will really affect them.
2 receivers to the right side of the field. That is the far side of the field. Champley comes directly under center this time.
They jumped that time, didn't
with a 4-man front. They had a little trouble, Jim, getting the snap back to Champley, but then because the timing was messed up, he got a decent gain up the middle. He got about 6 ahead to the 34, and it'll be second down and 4.
I sure thought that the left side of that line was off way before the snap was.
The timing was definitely an issue, but by the time it came back to Champley, it looked like the Senator defensive front was off a beat, and Champley picked up 6. Second and 4. McChristie to the short side of the field left, 2 receivers right. Urquhart slotted that side. Out of the shotgun this time. Quarterback keeps it. They ran right into the defensive tackle. That's big Eric Croma, who is weighing in at almost 400 pounds these days, and Champley went straight back at the 35.
35-yard line.
Ouch.
Well, is that the defensive lift that Springfield? They're very uninspired out there. You know, I mean, you think of maybe a little bit of celebrating on that.
Yes, and then have...
Third down 5 for Taylorville, left side of the field from the Senator 35. Morrissey to the left side, also split out that way is France.
It should be a legal call. It should be a legal call. Josh should be
Inside back.
Two receivers to the right side. Herkert is the slot man that side on 3rd and 5. Smothers in motion left. They throw underneath to Herkert. He's got the catch on the slant. It'll be a yard short of the first down. It was brought down by Nick Casper, and Casper stays down after making that tackle at the 31.
Boy, that is a very, very quick slant, because Herkert almost ran into his own right tackle when he made the play.
Yeah, that pass went just beyond the shoulder pad of the right tackle into Aaron Herkert's hands. Casper looks like he's okay. And we've got a critical early second quarter play coming up here with 2nd down 1. Into the game for Taylorville is Marshall Jaywook, 6'4", 190-pound junior.
Actually, 4th and 1.
Yeah, what did I say? It's 4th down and 1 here. Early in the second quarter out of the I formation. Deep handoff to the tailback, and Smothers gallops easily for the first down. Drives the pack forward as he took it right up the middle. Nothing fancy there, and he's not brought down until he gets to the Senators 24 for a gain of 7.
You see what the beat Springfield High has up top. That shouldn't happen.
1st and 10 for the
Casper in on the
Tornadoes,
tackle.
25-yard line.
Cole Clazier from the secondary. Cole Clazier, the leading returning tackler for the Senators. Took part in 68 last year, but you don't want him making that stop on 4th and 1.
Check.
No.
Stab carpet, first down for Taylorville, up 7-0. They drive in the middle of the field at the Senators 25. 2 backs. Quarterback comes under center. They almost jumped that time. Champley keeps it around left end. He's tackled forward by Harrison Williams for a gain ahead to the 21 of about 4.
Well, that right tackle got a quick start on that when he was pulling.
Officials timeout.
Croma will come out for Alex Gelber, who had been out of the game briefly, and Eric will get something to drink on the sideline on this warm afternoon. 2nd down and 6 after that 4-yard gain. 9:17 to go in the first half. There have not been many stoppages in play. And Taylorville driving into a relatively mild wind at the moment as they head to the south. They have the football just inside their left hash mark at the Senator 21.
Seems like the wind has almost died since they got possession going this way.
Jaywook sets up as the tight end left side. Looks like the right side of the line jumped that time. Right tackle got an early jump for Taylorville. That was 74 Thomas Snyder, the two-way starter. And that'll cost the Tornadoes 5 back to the Senator 26.
Third penalty against Taylorville.
Coming up later this afternoon, we'll join in progress the exciting battle for 4th place in the National League Central between the Cubs and the Milwaukee Brewers. That game begins at 3:05 this afternoon, which is about half an hour away. We'll join it in progress after we're done here. Twin receivers in each direction for the Tornadoes on 2nd and 11, left side of the field. Senator 26, the line of scrimmage. 7-0 Taylorville in the second quarter. On play action, Champley throws left sideline. A nice fingertip catch by Herkert. Takes it out of bounds at about the 18. Wow, Herkert's been impressive here in the first half, hasn't he?
I was just getting ready to say, I think we have to find out wherever Herkert is, you have to watch out because he's probably going to get it.
Cole Clazier escorted him out of bounds. They'll mark it back at the 19. So it's a 3rd and 4. And a quarterback, Champley, who was just 4 of 14 last week with 1 pick, has been very good here in the first half.
I've got him 5 of 6.
Offset I formation. Smothers left side, and this time he's going nowhere. Senators jumped that play. That was well defended. It'll be 4th down and about 4. That is back at the line of scrimmage. Got a defensive lineman back there, and Goff also got in there. 52. I was trying to read Josh's number, and the linebacker Goff made the tackle at the 18. So it's 4th and 3, and the Senators defense could really use a stop here.
College football in Champaign. A final score: Illinois 45, Cincinnati 17.
How about that? Wow. Illinois 45, Cincinnati 17. Jim, I don't think there would have been people surprised if that score had gone the other way, 45-17.
Illinois got off to a great start in that one. 3 touchdowns in the first quarter.
That is the best win in the Tim Beckman era so far. Taylorville calls time, sponsored by Steak and Shake. Back for 4th and 3 in a minute.
No, let's go Gator. Let's go Gator. Let's go Orange 11. Orange 11. Yes. Orange 11. Yes.
That's the second timeout used by Taylorville this afternoon. It comes at a key moment. 4th down and 3 for them at the Senators' 18 on the left side of the field.
And you know, you said that's the biggest win in the Tim Beckman era. There's not much body of work to draw from there, John.
Just the 4th, and 2-0 this year. A great win over Cincinnati and Champaign, 45-17.
Yeah, when the AD's whole school comes to town, you better beat them.
4th and 3, Taylorville here. Setback is Smothers. Herkert is up there. They fake the handoff to Herkert. Champley around the left end. He's going untouched into the end zone. Touchdown, Taylorville. A great play call as the Senators bought the fake handoff to the middle of the line, and Taylorville has a 13-0 lead.
Yeah, I bought that fake too because I saw big number 95 wrap up Herkert, and I thought that, Kaylin Kemp wrapped him up, and I thought, wow, great play there.
Second touchdown run of the afternoon for Tanner Champley, Taylorville's junior quarterback. The first one 19. This goes 18 on 4th down and 3, and Taylorville has a 13-0 lead with 7:31 to play first half. Jeff McChristy, the holder, with his neon green socks, and Brandon Moody will try for his second extra point. Good snap. They're going to fake it and go for 2. They pitch it to a man on the end around, and he's going to go in. That is Sid Wright for 2 points after touchdown. And Taylorville is dominating the first half here on SHS. Another well-designed and executed play. It goes for 2 after the touchdown for Wright. 15-0 Tornadoes, and they'll kick off.
Find a cold pleasure. Can you hear me? Hey, if I go a field or a bench call, you're automatically to the boundary, okay? Okay, man, all you guys were screwed up wrong. You should have sat there and should have on the weak side on that last play. Both you safeties, you guys both are on the same side. That's why it went. On a field and bench call, you automatically go to the boundary. Sam and the 3 go to the field. All right? Hey, let's get our heads up and let's go. We got to make something happen. Let's go.
Moody will kick off for Taylorville. Burgess is deepest for Springfield High.
Well, that time we had both safety and the rover on the wrong side, okay? You got to stay on a field of bench ball. You automatically go to the field, okay? Into the field.
Jim will have the particulars on Taylorville's second touchdown drive. It came on a short field after a turnover. There's a pooch kick. They want to keep it out of Burgess's hands, and a very good decision by one of the up men for the Senators. Alonzo Hammonds, number 9, made the fair catch at the 29, almost the 30-yard line, and the Senators will start 1st and 10 from there.
10 plays, 55 yards on Taylorville's score. The last 104 of the first quarter and the first 4:29 of the second quarter. So it's 5 minutes and 33 seconds. That's 7:31 of the second quarter. Tanner Champley on the 18-yard run. Sid Wright with a 2-point conversion run. 15-0 is the Taylorville lead.
Williams in at running back to the left of Wilkie. 2 receivers left. Eilers to the short side of the field right. Handoff up the middle to Williams, and again the ball's on the ground. A fumble, and Champley's got it. Taylorville comes up with the turnover. The second consecutive handoff that results in Taylorville taking the ball away, and they've got a 1st and 10 inside the Senator 25.
Can anything more go wrong for the Senators?
This game has been completely lopsided. in favor of the
Ball
Taylorville
is spotted
team
at the Springfield
that lost by
24.
4
First down
touchdowns
for
to the
Tornadoes.
Senators last year. Eric Cromar back out on the field along with his 3 compatriots on the defensive line. Senators defense didn't get much chance to rest there. And Taylorville has a staff carpet first down. 7:20 to play. Second quarter. Wright, who scored the 2-point conversion a moment ago, is split to the short side of the field on the left. And Mike Buckles, a junior, is out as the wide receiver on the right side. The eye is offset. Herkert and Smothers. Rolling right Shamply to Herkert over his head, and a perfect interception opportunity for Wilkie is dropped at the 21.
Yeah, they read it perfectly. The pass was overthrown, again thrown into the wind. And it was just a little bit high, and it was right in Wilkie's hands and he dropped it.
And Jim, he had a lot of open field in front of him that he held on.
Second down for
Yeah.
Tornadoes at the 24.
We'll remember that one.
2nd and 10, Taylorville. 7:14 on the clock in the second.
6 of 8 passing for Champley, 53 yards. And he's also rushed 8 times for 54 yards and 2 scores.
Wright is the wide receiver on the left side. Buckles to the right. Double tight end set. Quarterback comes under center. Single running back on 2nd and 10. They pitch it to Smothers. Nice blocking left side around the end. 15, 10, 5. He's going in untouched.
Nope, I think they got
Did they say he stepped out? He did step out at about the 10-yard line, so it won't be a touchdown. It is just outside the 10, but again, Jim, Taylorville dominating along the offensive front. He got about 5 yards, Smothers did, before he saw anybody in a maroon jersey, and only his inability to keep his balance kept him out of the end zone.
And there was only about a 3-yard stretch where there was anybody in the maroon jersey, because once he got past that, it was, if he could tiptoe the line, he was going in.
Springfield High plays Friday night at Sacred Heart Griffin. You would hate to think they were looking ahead to that game, but based on the way they played here in the first half, it wouldn't be a stretch. Staff carpet first down, Tornadoes. Left side of the field at the 11. Man in motion, repositions as a wing on the right side. They'll run it straight up the middle with Herkert banging forward for 3 to the 8. Cromar fell on top of him, and that can't be much fun. Logan Wingers, who compared to Eric Cromar is the little guy in that tandem, also participated in the tackle, and it's 2nd and 7.
Second down.
Hey, tell Josh the triple. Tell Josh.
Springfield High in danger of falling behind by 21. Right to the left side. That doesn't seem right. Buckles on the right side instead. 2nd and 7 from the 8, I formation. Herkert in front of Smothers. Ball is loose. Champley has to fall back on top of it at about the 13.
Well, that Taylorville line gets off so fast that they got to be anticipating the snap count. They are really off quick.
Yeah, they're just going with a one beat. I mean, almost a silent snap count, and then snapping the ball as soon as the quarterback Champley positions himself under center. So it's a loss back to the 13, -5 for Champley, who had to fall on his own fumble. 3rd down and 12, and the Senator defense has to come up big here. Same formation. Conservative eye here on 3rd and 12, middle of the field at the Senators' 13. 2 tight ends and 1 wide receiver left and right. Champley,
play, I think.
Yeah, looked like a Peyton Manning audible at the line. He steps back, he's looking for his receiver. They're going to lob it up, and Buckles is wide open, front of the end zone. He's got the touchdown as Hickman bought the fake on the pump fake, and Taylorville has a 21-0 lead.
Block left. Block left.
A change at the line. The cornerback, Brandon Hickman, had one misstep, and Mike Buckles was alone. Right side of the end zone. Champley faded a beautiful pass to him. And Taylorville has an unlikely 21-0 lead on SHS. That didn't take long. 5:40 to play in the half. Moody back on the field. He's going to kick this one, and he drives it right through. 22-0 Tornadoes. They have recovered 2 fumbles in this quarter and taken them both down the field and in. They have a 3-touchdown lead on SHS, and the kickoff coming up in 60 seconds.
back. Why are they so far up? No, the first one went into the end zone.
Taylorville's third scoring drive in 5 possessions, 5 plays, 24 yards, 1 minute and 40 seconds off the clock. At 5:40 of the second quarter, Mike Buckles' 13-yard pass from Tanner Champley. Brandon Moody with the extra point kick, which is sponsored by Jack Campbell's Friends for Share.
Moody kicks it to the left side. It's going to roll sideways and out of bounds at the Senator 14. Burgess was hustling after the ball, but he couldn't get there before it went out of bounds. They want to keep the ball away from him, and kicking into this wind, that's not hard for Moody to do. Senators look like they'll bring the offense out on the field, so they've elected to take it at their 35, and they have got to go and get going on this drive.
Now they've had one play with the wind, and that was a fumble.
35, first down Springfield.
Wilkie brings them out. Still plenty of time here for the Senators, but they're down 22-0, and they definitely have been outplayed here this afternoon. Eilers, who hasn't caught a pass yet, to the short side of the field right. Cole Glazier slotted left, Dickerson wide of him.
Nobody's caught a pass yet.
Oh, is that right? They still haven't completed. How many have they thrown?
3.
Going to try their 4th here. They're going to go up top for Dickerson. He's got a step, but the ball is overthrown and incomplete at the Taylorville 30.
Pass intended for Chase Dickerson.
Dickerson was out there one-on-one on Dylan France, the corner, as they ran the fly pattern up the left sideline. It's very difficult with this wind for a quarterback as strong-armed as Wilkie to gauge it properly and take something off that pass.
I think I'd like to see Chase Dickerson bust that a little bit more, though. He kind of drifted a little bit and tried to accelerate as the pass went up there instead of just making that fast all the way. 2nd and 10. Dickerson again far to the left side. That's the far side of the field. Tornadoes come on the blitz. They hand it off to Burgess. He turns around. He dropped the ball, and Wilkie has to fall on it on the 30 wide. And R.J. Luke and the Senator coaches have to be asking themselves, what's going on here? This just does not look like the Senator team they expected to see this afternoon. Wow.
This is the kind of trouble you would have, Jim, hanging on to possession of the ball on a mid-October game with sleet and freezing rain and temperatures about 50 degrees colder than this.
Or in week 1 when you haven't played yet and you got some jitters or you're just not used to each other.
Called a loss of 4. It's actually about 4.5. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right on 3rd and 14. Wilkie with a low snap, picks it up, rolls left, steps up. He has a man, Dickerson there, and he's got the first down. Out across the 45 to the 47. That's the best play the Senators have run. And the tackle was made in the secondary by Dylan France.
Yeah, Wilkie gunned that one.
That was crisp. Execution there looked good.
Absolutely. 16-yard gain or 15-yard gain up to the 46.
And a staff carpet first down for the Senators. They're on their side of the field at the left hash mark, and the Senator crowd, which has been sitting on its hands for much of this game, exhorts the offense. Burgess in the backfield, just to the left of Wilkie. Minter, the tight end, is on the right side.
Blitz.
Taylorville's coming on the blitz. And Burgess accelerates past the blitz across midfield. Left side tackled from behind, but he's got another first down to the Tornadoes' 42. Layton Morrison made the stop in the secondary, but Trey Burgess picked up 12 on that carry. Another staff carpet first down. He is always, Jim, a threat to take it deep.
Without a doubt, but he was a runner on a purpose, on a mission that time. He wanted to make up for some mistakes so far.
Under 4 minutes to go first half. Burgess again, shoots up the middle, got some good blocking. Another first down, and the Senators look more like themselves. Burgess down inside the 30 to the Taylorville 28 for a gain of 14.
Whenever you're running up the gut like that, it's the guys up front that are making that possible, and they're clearing some people out.
Gelber and Casper are the guards, Josh Goff the center. They created that hole right through the middle of the Taylorville 4-3. Burgess did the rest. Staff carpet sponsors the first down, and the Senators have first and 10 at the Taylorville 28. If you missed the score from Champaign, Illinois 45, Cincinnati 17. That's a final. Great win for the Illini, who are 2-0. Out of the shotgun, Wilkie hesitates. That play was a little mixed up from the start. He's in trouble, and he's going to get buried outside the 35, and he fumbled the football. Taylorville comes out of there with it, and Herkert is running it back. Herker will go untouched. This is a live play as far as we can tell, and the Tornadoes have a 28-0 lead.
63 yards with the fumble return by Herker.
Just an unbelievable first half. The first time all half that the Senators put together consecutive plays that were effective. And Jim, didn't it look to you like the timing of that play was off from the very start?
I thought that they number 50 jumped the snap, and I think they were looking for the flag. I think that's what they were looking for, and there was none. But they went through with it, but they only half-heartedly went through with it, it looked like.
That was the defensive lineman, Blake Cooper, number 50 for Taylorville. We have timeout before the extra point. What did you say, 63 on that return?
63, yep, picked it up at the 37.
Nice first half for Aaron Herkert, huh?
Yeah, he's been their primary receiver. He's carried the ball, and now he makes the big defensive play.
And it was interesting, after Wilkie got hit and coughed it up, it looked like the Senators were slow to react to the fact that Herkert had the ball and was going.
All the rest of them just figured he was down.
They thought the play was dead, but it was not. 28-0 Taylorville. This is like the 2008 game in reverse. And here's the extra point kicked by Moody. I thought I heard a whistle, but they go through with it, and he drills it right through the uprights. The Taylorville Tornadoes have come to town, and they are putting a pounding on SHS. It is 29-0 Tornadoes with 3:07 left in the half. Back in a minute.
What do we have on the play? Oh.
Moody will kick off for the Tornadoes.
John Price on the station ID. Sino Davis pushing the buttons back at the radio station this afternoon, and we appreciate his work all football and basketball season long on Sports Radio 1450. Moody will kick off late in the first half. It's been a shocker. High pooch kick, another fair catch called for and made by Tony Williams. He took it on a knee at the Senator 34. I think Taylorville really has done, Jim, a very smart job with their kickoffs. They don't want Burgess to get his hands on it, run it back, and maybe stem the tide of what's happened here. And you look at the game plan and the execution. They have forced 3 turnovers. You're never going to look good turning the ball over 3 times in one quarter. But Taylorville's just been all around the better football team this afternoon.
And on those kickoffs, they've also mixed it up, and they're not kicking it in the same spot, so you can't hide somebody. You can't move a Burgess up and say, well, this is where they're kicking it. We'll let him stand up here.
It's a very good point. Wilkie takes it out of bounds for a nice gain as he took it around left end. He was shouldered out by Smothers, the linebacker, after a gain of 5 at the 39.
Somebody's got to step up for Springfield here.
Yeah, we've been saying that all quarter.
Yeah.
And Springfield has turned it over 3 times. The 2 running backs and the quarterback have each fumbled once. And the last one turned quickly into 6 points for Taylorville as Herkert took it back all the way. Cole Glazer slotted right side, and Eilers wide of him. Dickerson to the short side of the field, left on 2nd and 5.
Blitz.
And the handoff to Williams off a low tackle attempt. He's running with a sense of purpose. Sid Wright and one of the linemen combined to bring him down, but not after. Williams with a good effort got it out to the 45 for a Senator first down.
Senators have had the plays. Taylorville bringing a lot of linebackers, and they're getting through the initial line of scrimmage and getting into that secondary where the defensive backs have to come up.
2:45 to go first half. Senators do have all of their timeouts, down 29-0. 2 receivers right. Dickerson to the short side of the field left. A low snap. Wilkie grabs it, swings it out right side. A dangerous pass and a short gain on the catch.
Herkert turns around. I think he might have had 6 again.
Herkert stayed with Cole Glazer, who made the grab out in the right flat. The gain ahead to the 48 at 2nd and 7. That pass was thrown all the way across the field from one hash mark to the other, and the Senators got just 3. 2:10 to play. It's almost imperative that the Senators score on this drive. We're in the first half. They're down 29. Wilkie rolls left with an empty backfield. Dickerson all alone. They gave him too much of a cushion. He had rolled out of bounds. They're going to say he was tackled inbounds at the 42. Now they stop the clock to move the chains because it's a Senators first down.
And a Steph Carpet first down as well.
Dylan France made the tackle. The Senators will call time. 1:55 to play in the first half. The timeouts are brought to you by Steak and Shake, and we're back in 60 seconds. Rolls right. There's a flag down on a completed pass in the right flat to Minder, his first catch, but this one may come back. Minder took it ahead from the Taylorville 41 to the 35. Logan Winders is talking with the official Ken Nelson and pleading his case.
Holding penalty coming up against the Senators, you would imagine.
That is the call. Flag was thrown at the Taylorville 48. R.J. Luke is looking for an explanation, but he's also looking for a spark from his team. So that moves it all the way back to the Senator 42. And it'll be a first down and 27, so that holding infraction occurred 7 yards into the offensive backfield. It is 29-0 Taylorville. Tanner Champley has run for 2 touchdowns, thrown for a third, and Aaron Herkert has gone 63 yards in a fumble recovery for the 4th Taylorville score. First and 27, empty backfield. Wilkie rolls left with good protection, steps up, zips a pass to Eilers on the Taylorville side of midfield. He is driven out of bounds at the 42 by Jeff McChristy. That is a yard short of the original line of scrimmage for a gain of 16 and 2nd and 11 for SHS. 1:36 to go first half. Senators will get the kickoff to open the second half of this game. They would like to bookend touchdowns at the end of the second quarter and the start of the third and get back in this. Matt Sandberg, a junior receiver, into the game to the short side of the field left on 2nd and 11. Wilkie looking for him down the field. He's got plenty of time, but he throws underneath to the safety valve, and the ball is dropped incomplete. Hole closure was tackled by White from behind before the ball got there, and the Senators will get a first down if pass interference is the call.
Yeah, it wasn't a blatant pass interference, but I think Wright got a hand in there before Closure had his hands on it. Yep.
Wyman Archuleta has had a good look at it. Jeb Odom has his hands on his hips across the field, but is not arguing too vehemently, and it's a staff carpet first down for the Senators. They'll mark it down at the Taylorville 27 on the 15-yard advancement. Down to 1:26 to play first half. The Senator offense, which scored 40 against Taylorville last year and 44 last week against Lanphier, has been shut down here in the first half. They need to punch it in here. Eilers to the short side of the field left, twin receivers right. Controlled rollout right for Wilkie. Steps up, he's got time now, nobody open, and he just has to eat it as he's dragged out of bounds on the Taylorville sideline for a loss of 3 at the 30.
Good decision.
Yeah, you don't want to take any chances there.
No, they've got to get this in. You said it before. They've got to score here.
Wilkie was chased out at the 30. That did stop the clock with 1:17, so R.J. Luke is not going to use one of his 2 remaining timeouts. If you haven't been out to Memorial Stadium yet, you'll notice new play clocks at opposite end zones. That's a nice addition. With the red illuminated numerals, which are also a feature of the scoreboard that is a few years old now.
Nice to be able to see the score, read the scoreboard during a day game.
2nd and 13. Wilkie rolling left. Steps up, throws. Colclasure was open, but he overthrew him as he was moving left towards the sideline at about the 10. Champley had the coverage. Colclasure was out there, and Wilkie just missed him. He's throwing a lot of balls while moving, Jim, and Wilkie's touch just hasn't been there by and large here in the first half.
Sure hasn't. A lot of rollout passes. I don't think he's had one drop back, that he just stood there and dropped back.
They're down 13. 1:10 to go, second quarter.
4 of 9, 45 yards for Wilkie passing.
Springfield's next game, as we mentioned, Friday night at Sacred Heart Griffin, and Sam and Tim will have the call with all of their colleagues, beginning with the Ken Leonard Show at 6 on Friday night. Taylorville's next opponent is Rochester Friday night. They're down 13. Wilkie.
Left? Oh, no.
Now sets up in the pocket this time, and he threw it behind the receiver. Incomplete.
The way he dropped back, I thought he was a left-handed quarterback.
Yep, rolled to his left, stopped, threw back over his body, looking for Minder, but missed him. Minder was open at the 15. And it's 4th down, 13 for SHS. They'll go for it here. They need to get to the Tornado 17. Down to 1:03 to play first half. It was a quickly moving first half. It has slowed a bit here on this drive. Champley with a 19-yard touchdown run in the first quarter. The Taylorville quarterback from 18 on 4th down in the second quarter. Then Champley to Buckles on a pass, and Herkert with a fumble return of 63 yards. Taylorville 29, the Senators nothing in a 4th and 13 here. Wilkie rolling left, steps up against the blitz. He flings it back up in the air for Eilers, who got turned around at the front of the end zone. It's incomplete. Wilkie got drilled by Smothers after he released the ball. He's okay, but Taylorville will take over on downs at their 30.
All right, you think Taylorville's going to be happy to be up 29-0, or are they going to get greedy?
Nope, I wouldn't. I'd take a knee. Senators could force them to try to get a first down. They do have 2 timeouts, but there wouldn't be much time left on the clock. I don't think there's any percentage to go for it here.
If I'm the Senators, I want to get in the locker room as fast as I can.
I think some of those players may not enjoy the halftime talk that's coming up, though, huh?
No.
McChristie, the receiver, to the left. That's the short side of the field. Morrissey to the right. 2 tight ends, a single running back. Champley comes under center. It is a conservative formation. Champley will hand the ball off, and he ran into his running back. It was Herkert, and Herkert is the Senators' grant for the football. Puts both arms around it. It's a loss of 2 to the 28, but they did avoid disaster there.
I'll tell you what, if that's the play you're going to run, why not just take a knee?
I'm with you. Alonzo Hammonds and Josh Goff in there for that 2-yard loss at 2nd and 12. Down under half a minute to play. They have not restarted the play clock yet. And Taylorville doesn't have to snap it if they don't want to. They restarted the play clock with about 24 on the game clock. Champley backs away from center. Puts his hands on his hips. They don't have to snap it here if the Senators don't call time. Everything has come to a standstill. It's as quiet as the Springfield High Library in the homestand.
At the half here at Memorial Stadium.
And we have hit halftime with Taylorville in a shocker leading Springfield High 29-0. We'll come back and Jim will have the first half stats and the scoring for you. The Taylorville Tornadoes trying to break a 5-game losing streak to Springfield High are halfway home, and we're back after this 3-minute timeout.
I am pleased to introduce the SHS Scarlet Line. The team is excited to announce the annual Scarlet Line Low Cysteine Camp will be held Saturday, December 14th. The camp includes a day of dance workshops, a camp t-shirt, and participation in a basketball game that evening. Registration forms are available now. Ask Coach Debbie Kramer or your favorite Palmer for more information. Without further ado, let's hear your Senator pride for the 2013 Springfield High School Scarlet Line.
I wanna love you like I love you should. You're fine, so fine. Tell this world that you're mine. You shake my nerves and you rattle my brain. Too much in love, got a man insane. You broke my will, but what a thrill. Goodness gracious, great ball of fire. You give me long and it's hard. should. You're fine, so fine. I can tell this world that you're mine, 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 mine. I'll take your leg down and twiddle my palm. I read another, but it's always fun. Come along, baby, if you drive me crazy. Doing that space and scrape all the fire. You sing it?
The SHS Marching Band is proud to share this afternoon's halftime show simply titled Rock, as it marches for a cause. Today we focus on diabetes awareness and the work of the American Diabetes Association, who will host Springfield Step Out Walk to Stop Diabetes on Saturday, October 12th at Washington Park. Noah Schlosser, a percussionist for the Marching Senators, is this year's youth ambassador for the walk. Noah's team, High Stride, has raised nearly $6,800 towards its goal of $10,000 to support diabetes education, prevention, advocacy, and research. Stop by the ADA resource table on the southwest end of the stadium to learn more about walking with High Stride, starting your own team, or simply donating to today's cause. And now, please turn your attention to the field and be prepared to rock. Under the leadership of Director Kelly Goldberg and Assistant Director Sue Warren, the Springfield High School Marching Senators.
And Brandon Moody kicked the point after. It was 7-0. Take a 3-minute break, and then we'll go over some of the first half numbers. Memorial Stadium at halftime in
some money. Get out your SHS Boosters 50/50 tickets. Today's winner is going home with $125. Our lucky winner is number 432346. Again, the number is 432346. If you're our lucky winner, make your way up to the press box for $125.
Against Milwaukee, and we will join that game in progress after we're done here this afternoon. Back in 2008, the Senators won at Taylorville 28-22, led that game at 1.28-0, and then held on. The last 4 years in this series, here are the scores: 48-14 Springfield, 42-13 Springfield, 58-13 Senators, and last year 40-13.
They need to go back and tap into that mojo, John, because it hasn't worked so far.
They are on the short end of a 29-0 Taylorville lead as we start the third quarter.
The Tornadoes will kick
Haven't
off
had
to begin
any
the third
measurements in
quarter.
this game, Jim, but we do have a measurement sponsor again this year.
West Bar for Sheriff is that's. If we do have a measurement, that's who will sponsor it.
Trey Burgess back to return the kickoff. I think Moody's got enough of a leg with this strong wind behind it that he could kick it into the end zone. He may not even try, though.
Haven't seen many kicks in the end zone so far this football season.
From the 40, there's the kick, and you are going to see your first one. On the fly, it hit the front of the end zone and back through the end. As soon as it crossed the plane, it was unreturnable. And the Senators will start 1st and 10 with a stamped carpet first down at their 20. How are you doing on managing the wind up here on top of the press box this afternoon?
I don't like it. Just to put it, and it's not because I've got all these papers, and I'm trying to make sure that, and there's no place to tape anything except to my one clipboard. So I'm trying to make sure that I've got paper weights on everything, and no, it stinks.
It's a challenge. We're multitasking the entire afternoon. Taylorville with their 4-man front. Out of the shotgun, hand off to Burgess, who's running with a sense of purpose around right end for the first down. He's got 13 ahead to the 33.
High tackle.
Brought down by the lineman Thomas Snyder, assisted by Dalton Stokes, who also plays on that 4-man front. Stokes and Herkert, Hoopert, Snyder, the 4 defensive linemen for Taylorville. Jake Smothers, Alden Brown, Keen Rogers, the linebackers. A staff carpet first down for the Senators. They're down 29-0, and they start here from their 33 again out of the gun. 2 receivers left. They'll run it to Burgess, ran into the back of his own man, dances around left end, got just a yard that time to the 34.
Good by 13, Keen Rogers.
Keen Rogers there again for Taylorville defensively, and 44 Stokes was also in the neighborhood for the second straight play. 2nd and 9, and Burgess will come out for Tony Williams on this play. Middle of the field, Senators into the wind. Send Eilers to the left side and Cole Glazer slotted that side. Dickerson to the right side of the field, and Minder is the tight end on the right side.
Dickerson's been targeted quite a bit. He didn't even play wide receiver last week.
Wilkie with the dump off pass to Williams in the backfield, and they run him down from behind. A loss back to the 31, and another tackle for Dalton Stokes.
Very tentative was Tony Williams once he got that ball. It was almost like the grass was tripping him up or something. He didn't catch that with a lot of confidence.
He almost seemed surprised to catch it, Jim. I wonder if he bobbled it a bit before he turned upfield.
Yeah, he lost 3 on it. He just didn't take that with a full head of steam heading upfield.
10:35 to go third quarter, 3rd and 12 Senators. Eilers splits to the far side of the field left with Cole Glazer with him. Dickerson to the right with his white gloves on 3rd and 12, and Wilkie out of the gun, takes the snap, rolls to his left. He steps up and he throws to Cole Glazer. A beautiful pass and catch on the sideline across midfield. Dances up with one man to beat to the 30, the 25, and the 20, and Cole Glazer takes it all the way down to the Tornadoes 20. A huge gain of 49 and a 1st and 10 for SHS.
3 defenders in the area, and Wilkie zipped it right between them, and once it got through, Cole Glazer had nothing but green grass in front of him.
Staff Carpet punches the first down ticket for the Senators on the left hash mark at the Taylorville 20. Springfield playing with a little fire for one of the few times in this game, down 29-0 in the first 2 minutes of the second half. Williams dances past a tackle attempt in the backfield, angles right inside the 15 to the 13 for a gain of 7. Brought down in the secondary by DB Dylan France. Second down and 3, and Williams applauds his teammates as he heads off the field, subbed in by Trey Burgess here on 2nd and 3. Dickerson and Colclaser left, Eilers to the right, Min to the tight end left. He'll block for Burgess. He darts inside, then outside to the left. Around a prone teammate, inside the 10 goes Burgess, inside the 5, drive for the end zone, touchdown SHS.
Incredible run. Number 7, Leighton Morris, he had him tied up in the backfield, and he just made a juke and did one of those Walter Payton foot shuffles and got around him, and then he just raced into the end zone. What a great run.
Tredarius Burgess, they call him Trey, his 4th rushing touchdown, 5th overall of the early season, and this is the Senators team that the home crowd paid to see this afternoon.
Yeah, a little bit of purpose in that drive.
They went 80 yards. It didn't take much time off the clock. 9:26 to go third quarter. That makes it 29-6.
This is another part of the game that they've got to fix, though. They were not good on extra points in week 1 against Lanford.
Graham Haven with bright green shoelaces, it would appear. He's tough to miss out there. Not a great snap, but Eilers got it down on the tee nicely, and Haven drives through the extra point. So the freshman converts on his first this afternoon, and it is 29-7 Taylorville. Back for the Senator kickoff in a minute.
No, he's right in front of Coach Luke right now.
Hey, Jim, who's that team in red out there?
What about an onside kick here? Stay with the momentum.
That's a little early. You can do it. Taylorville has about 5 players within 10 yards. Haven does kick it. I don't know if there's an onside kick. It was intermediate, and that was actually an easy cover-up for Wright and Taylorville. They'll have very good field position at their 40. What do you think? Was that an intentional onside kick, or did he just miss a squib kick?
I'd say they were trying to do that.
Okay.
That's what but it wasn't a very good effort if it was.
Execution was not very good. That was very simple for Wright to grab. And how about that 80-yard touchdown drive for the Senators?
6 plays, 80 yards, used up 2 minutes and 34 seconds at 9:26 of the third quarter. Trey Burgess, 13-yard run. Graham Haven with the kick, or the kick conversion kick, sponsored by Friends for Jeff Campbell for Sheriff, and it's 29-6.
Champley is drilled in the backfield. He was hit that time on a terrific defensive play by Harrison Williams, the defensive end. Champley faked the handoff to Smothers, and then Williams popped him back at the 35, -5 in 2nd and 15. Taylorville 29, Springfield 7, 2.5-minute drive as Jim mentioned, and they took it right up the field. And Burgess, with a great effort, took it into the end zone for the final 13. Backs are split now, 2 backs behind Champley, who comes under center, receivers left and right. And a fumble on the exchange. It's kicked into the linebacker group, and the Senators have the fumble at the 39.
Well, that was a weird one. How did that ball get 4 yards downfield, and Wilkie comes up with it?
Brenton Wilkie came in from the secondary. He was kicked to the second wave of defenders by somebody's foot, I think. And the Senators have come out with a sense of purpose in the second half. They've already scored 7. They have a stamped carpet first down off the first Taylorville turnover of the game at the Tornadoes 39. Eilers and Colclaser to the left, Dickerson to the right. Out of the shotgun with Williams, the running back, and then to the tight end to the right side, and Taylorville jumped offside. This just doesn't look like the same game, does it?
No.
I mean, it is a complete reversal from the first 2 quarters. Taylorville hasn't been called for many penalties, have they?
First and 5 at the
That is
34-yard line.
actually their 7th penalty.
Oh, is that right?
45 yards,
Okay.
yeah.
Didn't think we had seen that many flags, but apparently we have. It's one of the few demerits on their record so far in this game. But here come the Senators now with 8:41 to play third quarter with a 1st and 5. At the Tornadoes 35. Wilkie takes the low snap. This is a setup run for the quarterback. Looks inside, steps outside, well defended, strung out well, and he lost a yard to the 36.
Tripped up by Leighton Morrissey.
Morrissey finished him off, Jim, and Keen Rogers, the linebacker, shot in there. Is your issue with that the length of time it takes to develop?
I'm saying that they've had success running the ball with the back on quick hitters. Let's stay with it. I guess ultimately it does. It takes too long to develop, but the quick hitters have worked on the last drive. Stay with it.
Loss of 2, in fact. They mark it back at the 37. So it is 2nd and 8 for the Senators, down by 22. Still plenty of time to go. 2 receivers right. Here they go with that quick hitter. They gave it to the running back, Tony Williams, and he takes it up the middle, and he's hit at the 35. Just a short gain. He was grabbed by a couple of defenders right off the bat. And Thomas Snyder and Keen Rogers have both been very active here this half. They combine on that stop. They'll mark it at the 34. And a big 3rd down 5 play coming up next. 7:37 to go third quarter. Springfield trying to beat Taylorville for the 6th consecutive time in the final meeting between these two teams as Taylorville heads back into the Apollo Conference next year. Low shotgun snap. Wilkie looks right out in the flat alone is Colclasure, but he's on his own. He fumbles. It's on the ground. Taylorville should have had it, but they did not.
The Taylorville kid punched it away, and Springfield's Williams was able to fall out.
That is a big break because one of the Tornadoes had that ball right in his hands. There was a little shoving after the whistle, but nothing more came out of that. The football will be marked back at the 35. And the Senators, who have already turned it over 3 times, were very lucky they didn't fumble for a 4th time there. So 4th and 6. SHS down by 22 will go for it here, sending Eilers to the left side and Colclasure slotted that way. Dickerson, the wide receiver right. Burgess, the running back. Taylorville comes on the blitz. It's picked up. Wilkie's in trouble, though. Steps away from an ankle tackle attempt. Did he try to flip it forward? He did not. He got hit by Smothers, who celebrates his tackle back at the 37, and the Tornadoes take over on down.
Wilkie thought he was through that, but Smothers made a great recovery and brought him down from behind.
Yeah, Smothers came on the blitz, Jim, and he was actually prone in the offensive backfield. That's just great hustle by the 6 foot, or at least 5 foot 9 inch, 170-pound senior linebacker Jake Smothers. Staff carpet 1st down for Taylorville.
If there's a 6'9" guy at Taylorville, please call Coach Kerry McVicker.
Well, about 30 years ago, and his first name was Jens. And he was 6'9" in 9th grade, I think, right? First and 10 Tornadoes.
He was still in Germany then, wasn't he?
He might have been. He might have been back then. 1st and 10. Ken Nelson talking with Logan Winders, one of the Senators' two-way starters on the line. I'm not sure what the discussion is about. There was a little shoving match after a whistle 2 plays ago. I don't know if that has anything to do with this discussion, but it is an extended discussion between the referee and the Senator defensive lineman.
I think that Winders just happened to be there. I think all 3 officials were kind of just standing in a group, and Winders just happened to be there. I don't think he was a part
eavesdropping. 1st and 10 Taylorville, a staff carpet 1st down at their 37. Well, that's a reprieve for them, but it's one that their defense forced. You have to give them credit again.
Yeah, they stepped up on defense that time.
5 minutes into the second half. Jim's next broadcast will be here on Friday night.
Officials instruct the
5 seconds off the
operator
clock.
to remove 5 seconds from the clock.
Now reset it and get it where it should be, which is 6:56 to go third quarter. Jim, you've got the Jacksonville Lanphier game coming up on Friday night. Mark Grounds is here, the Jacksonville coach. We talked to him briefly at halftime.
Lanphier looked really good last night. Detrick Mitchell was incredible last night.
We were trying to remember the last time they scored that many points, and
that Crossroads Christian
you got
game
it.
they did. I remember that one.
2 years ago, and they had to take their foot off the gas pedal to stop at whatever their point total was that afternoon. Staff carpet 1st down for the Tornadoes from their 37. We're set to go with an offset eye behind Tanner Champley. Turning to give to Smothers. He had a big defensive play a moment ago. He doesn't get much here through right guard. Got just a yard to the 38. Winters gets off the bottom of the pile along with Goff for the Senators.
Goff and Winters in on the stop.
It'll be 2nd and 9 for Taylorville. They're in white with purple helmets and numerals.
Tell them they put formation around it.
7 carries, 42 yards for Jake Smothers.
You look at the composite conference record for Taylorville over the years, and it reminds you of how good so many of those early teams were. They actually have a slightly better overall conference mark than Springfield High. And they've been a top division team in the CSA during their tenure, even with this drought they've had about the last 5 years.
Probably have the most wins of anybody against SHG, too.
Taylorville looks like they've jumped the snap count on 2nd and 9. That illegal procedure penalty will back them up 5 back to their 33.
Red 4.
Yeah, they knocked off then number 1 in the state, Sacred Griffin, on a memorable night. Was that back in 94?
Or 93, 94. Yeah, it was when Jeb Odom was, I think, a junior.
Right.
Four Scott.
And for those of you who are not old enough to remember just how good he was really an outstanding high school quarterback, and then went on and played collegiately away as well.
At Eastern Illinois, and actually lost his starting job to Tony Romo at Eastern Illinois.
Yeah, he had a nice career going until Tony Romo showed up. Timeout Taylorville. That is their first used in the second half. They're sponsored on Sports Radio 1450 by Steak and Shake. Taylorville 29, the Senators 7, back in a minute.
Hey, tell them if they run that, tell them to knee it, and tar. If they run in, tell them to knee, tar, double tar, okay? Knee tar, both sides, they run empty. All right? Watch the quarterback draw.
Guess what? We're back. The Solons are here. We got what it takes.
Hey, tunnel screen.
You wonder what it's like.
All right, let me find it. I don't know if they like to go on a tunnel screen. All right, hey, tight G, they go empty, they check tar. Tight G. Hey, wide. Tell them to wide. Tell them to go wide. No, it's in. Check it. Hey, 4. So, tar it. Josh, get out of the box and tar those guys.
On 2nd and 14, they're going to go up top deep, and the catch is made by France in the Senator territory at the 38-yard line. A good pump fake by the quarterback, Champley. And on 2nd and 14, a huge gain all the way to the Senator 38.
Miscommunication in the secondary by Springfield High. Somebody was supposed to stay with him, and he got behind it. The cornerback and the safety had to come over and make the play.
24-yard completion. Dylan France with the catch of the Champley pass, and Tanner Champley's been outstanding this afternoon. Taylorville now back in control, up 29-7. 5:30 to go. Clock restarted. We're in the third quarter. Receivers left and right, and the eye is offset. Champley comes under center. Option after the fake to the line. Right side goes Champley for a big gain. Shoved out of bounds by Wilkie, but it's inside the 20, down close to the 15. Taylorville's quarterback gets 23 on the end around after the ball fake to the middle of the line to Smothers. And how many times has that play worked against the Senator defense this afternoon?
Too many.
Orange 1A.
Champley put it in Herkert's midsection, then pulled it back, took it around right end. Wilkie gave him a hard shove out of bounds, hard but clean. The tackle started inbounds after that 23-yard gain. Another staff carpet first down for the Tornadoes. They've got the wind at their back. It's coming from behind us from the southwest, and Taylorville, with a little confusion, has to use their second timeout. Sponsored by Steak and Shake, back in a...
Yeah, who is that? Did he get an out call? Because if he didn't get an out call, he's got to stage his man. Option, I'll get to that point now. Option, if the over's got to come up, he's got to eat it and pull the seat. No linebacker straight on that either. Andrew's squeezing down. If you see the receiver side, he's got him out playing. Hey, Let's go bench G, Mike double. Bench G, Mike double A. 4.
Tim Schweitzer on public address this afternoon. Jim Rupert, John Levin, Sino Davis back at the radio station producing. Kevin O'Day, the executive producer of high school football on Sports Radio 1450. A different quarterback in there, and he shoved the ball ahead on that lateral pass to Smothers. He took it right side for a 10-yard gain. That is the backup quarterback, the sophomore Blake Heimsness, who played a bit last week when Champley cramped up. That is just one play. And Champley comes back in, and a 10-yard gain and a 1st and goal. They're going to mark it all the way down at the Senator 4 for a gain of 11. You calling that a pass, Jim?
Yes, I am calling.
Looked like it was nominally forward. They have run that play well repeatedly in this game. They've run the fake handoff to the running back and the bootleg by the quarterback around right end several times. Now Champley back on, and Taylorville trying to put this game away. 4:45 to go, 3rd quarter, up by 22. Champley comes under center. That's just a straight quarterback sneak. Nothing doing there. They're going to bring him down. He maybe lean forward with the football for a yard at the end of the run. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 3. Kalen Kemp made the stop, the defensive end, 6'1", 275 senior. You've got Kemp at 275. Winders has played a lot of defensive line going both ways at 290. Chroma out there on the roster at 335, but at his physical at 395. And it's a warm afternoon, and the Senators have not had, except for the first portion of this 3rd quarter, much energy here this afternoon.
14 carries, 71 yards from quarterback Tanner Champley.
Herkert back in there along with Smothers. They're both behind the quarterback. Champley pulls back, and now he gets into the end zone as he surges forward after hesitating, and Taylorville has a 35-7 lead. Tanner Champley's 3rd touchdown on the ground. He has thrown for another in this game. He has been one of several standouts for the Tornadoes, and their lead, just like that, is back to 28.
John, I thought he was going to stand up and throw that. It looked like it, and then he was going to pitch it, and then he just decided to keep it, and the Red Sea parted, and he went right in.
Yeah, the concern is that he had so much time to do all those things.
Yeah.
Here's the extra point kick, and that one is right through for Brandon Moody. Moody has made all 4 of his extra point kicks this afternoon. Well, that took the wind right out of the Senators' sails, didn't it? 36-7 Taylorville with 3:54 to go 3rd quarter. Back in a minute.
What'd he say? Put Hickman back in. Put Hickman back in. Let's go. We ain't doing it. We ain't doing it. Yeah. Hey, Birdie's back in for the search.
Moody will kick out for the Tornadoes.
Yeah, I think it's worth a chance, but they're not going to do that. Springfield High has elected to take it at their 35. Burgess had no chance for the return there, and Jim, Taylorville takes it right down the field after getting the ball back and scores to make it 36-7. And how about the particulars on that touchdown drive?
6 plays, 63 yards, used up 3 minutes and 2 seconds at 3:54 the 3rd quarter. Tanner Champley on the 3-yard touchdown run, his 3rd touchdown run of the day. Brandon Moody with the kick for conversion, and the all extra points are sponsored by Jack Campbell for Sheriff, the friends for Jack Campbell for Sheriff.
A little bit overcast at the moment for the first time this afternoon. It's cooled off considerably now. Still a breeze to deal with, and the Senators are going into it, and Wilkie is sacked. Herkert came through. He's had a wonderful afternoon. He came through unblocked and brought down Brenton Wilkie at the 25.
10-yard loss. Wow.
Urquhart on the defensive line, on that front four, 6'1", 180 senior. He's taken a fumble back, 63 yards for a touchdown in this game. And he has been a nuisance all game. Dalton Stokes along the defensive line. Blake Hopper. Looks like Cole Sheedy is out there as one defensive end, a junior, 6'2", 185. It's a four-man front. 2nd and 20, Senators from the 25. Shotgun snap to Wilkie, looking downfield. He's going to air it out. He's got a man down there. Eilers one-on-one with the defender. It's tipped and picked off by Morrissey at the Taylorville 37 as Dylan France made that play.
France was on the coverage. The ball a little bit underthrown. Eilers tried to cut in. France got a hand on it, and right there, Johnny on the spot was Morrissey on the ground to pick it off at inside the just past midfield for the Tornadoes.
Into double coverage there. That was a risky pass, and it hung up in the breeze a little bit. Taylorville executes the tip drill between France and Morrissey and takes over with a staff carpet first down at their 38. And all of the energy and emotion that the Senators exhibited earlier this quarter has just been drained from them by the last two series. Taylorville gets into the game. Ben Kettlecamp at tight end, and he is on the right side. This is one of the few times we have seen him wide of the tackle. It's a wide open formation. Champley's going to run the quarterback draw, though. Takes it up the middle, hit by Cole Claser. He's across the 45, a nice gain of 8. And 2nd and 2. Senators Vernon Holloway, the corner, also pinched in with Cole Claser, but 8 more for Champley. And boy, Jim, he's been the offensive player of the game for the Tornadoes, hasn't he?
18 carries, 82 yards now.
3 of them touchdowns. He's thrown for a 4th touchdown. He's had some help. He's got Herkert back there, who's had an outstanding game. Herkert, the fullback.
Smothers has been pretty good too. 7 carries, 42 yards, 6 yards a pop.
They ran for -2 yards as a team last year. They hand off this time to Keen Rogers, and he will, on second effort, get the first down, taking it straight ahead to the 50. 4-yard gain, and a Senator team that plays 5 players both ways and sometimes more than that just doesn't look like they've had the energy and the physical strength to deal with this Taylorville team that came in as a huge underdog.
Boy, about 3 hours ago you thought maybe Springfield High could give SHD a game next week, and now you're wondering if they're going to be a playoff contender.
It's been a fascinating weekend of CSA football, hasn't it?
It really has.
Champley this time got off the mark slowly, and he paid for it. He was brought down by Tony Williams, who's out there playing defense. Loss of a yard. Kemp was also involved in the tackle.
Number 11, Tony
Williams in there at a linebacker slot here for the Senators. Goff has gone all the way at linebacker. Chase Dickerson is out, playing defense as well. 2nd and 11 for the Tornadoes, left side of the field at their 49. We'll join the Cubs and Brewers in progress when we're done here. And a reminder, if you missed it on 96.7 FM The Boss earlier today, the Illini, talking about stunners, beat Cincinnati 45-17 in Champaign to go 2-0. Splitbacks, quarterback under center, turning to give to Herkert. And he's hit low and falls forward for a nice gain, close to the 47 of the Senators, about a 4-yard pickup.
Picked up by 95, Jalen Kemp.
Kemp made the stop, and it's 3rd down 7 for Taylorville.
3rd down for the Tornadoes.
Springfield plays at SHG Friday. That'll be the feature on this radio station over on 96.7. Chris McLeod and Jim will call the Jacksonville Landfair game on Friday night.
Where will you be Friday night?
I will be here, and I will be on public address, if I remember correctly. Which means that LT will probably show up, and he'll think he's on public address.
Yeah, where did the Spartans play?
Spartans next week play Lincoln. Got a whistle and a flag before this 3rd down 8 snap.
And that's at Southeast, so I think LT he'll have PA of his own to do.
Maybe I'll just show up at Southeast and keep him company.
We'll have nobody here then.
Ball start. Committed by Taylorville, a 5-yard penalty, and it'll be 3rd and after that 4-yard walk-off, 3rd and 12 from the Taylorville 48. 31 seconds to play 3rd quarter.
Taylorville 48-yard line.
It is a 36-7 Taylorville lead. The sun has reemerged. Got a brief respite from it a moment ago, but it's back out. McChristie splits to the left side. Slotted on the right side, Kettlecamp along with Herkert. Sid Wright is the widest of three. Low snap out of the shotgun. They're going to throw it underneath, all right into the hands of the defender, and in and out of Alonzo Hammond's hands. Had the pick staring him right in the face at the Taylorville 48, and he, like Wilkie earlier in this game, dropped the interception chance. 4th and 12.
I think that might have been 6. I think if he gets that one, he's going to be tough to catch. They need one of those, though. They need something to go right for him.
I don't think Taylorville's punted in this game, have they?
Not punted.
No, one time in the first half.
Yeah.
Sid Wright is the punter. Senators line up as if to go for the block. Nobody's back. Now here comes Eilers retreating. He's got to hustle back. Sid Wright gets away the punt. And Eilers has it go back over his head. It bounces at the 10. Watch out on the bounce.
Boy.
Now laterally, and Taylorville will down it at the Senator 3. How about that?
That's the end of the third quarter.
That is the end of the third quarter, and it comes on a 49-yard punt with no return. It is all Taylorville here in Springfield this afternoon. 36-7, back for the fourth quarter in a minute. This, if you have just joined, is Tanner Champley, a 19-yard run for Taylorville in the first quarter. Champley, an 18-yard run, a 13-yard pass to teammate Mike Buckles. Aaron Herkert, a 63-yard fumble recovery. Burgess and Champley trading touchdown runs in the third quarter. 36-7, and Taylorville will start, or at least Springfield will start deep in their own end zone, but a nice run around left end for Burgess. He gets a first down. That ball had been marked at the 4 originally, and Burgess takes it around left end for 13, ahead to the 17 before France hit him on the sideline. A staff carpet first down, but now you start to wonder if the Senators have enough time to do anything about this. Down by 29, we are 8 seconds into the fourth quarter. Out of the gun, empty backfield. Wilkie with a bullet pass behind the receiver. A good turnaround and a catch there. Was that Sandberg? Yeah, Matt Sandberg with a nice grab on a pass behind him for a gain across the 25 to the 26. He'll be 1 yard short of the first down. Senators going no huddle and in a hurry-up mode here, down by 29. Handoff to Burgess, starts up the middle. He's got the first down across the 30 to the 33. Brought down by Stokes at the end of that first down run. Usually Wilkie jogs over to the sideline and gets the play call from his head coach. Now they're looking at wristbands and going in a hurry. Staff carpet first down at the 33. Wilkie against a blitz throws behind Cole Glazer, who turned in on the left side and dropped the ball. Out at the 37, Leighton Morrissey laid out Cole Glazer. And it is second down 10.
Second down.
8 for 17 passing for Wilkie, 99 yards.
He was 10 for 16 for 115 and 2 touchdowns last week. Second and 10 Senators. Clock stopped off the incomplete pass with 11:16 in the game. Cole Glazer repositions a slot man on the right side. Wilkie takes a second look at the wristband. Now he's set to go. He's going to roll out to the short side of the field, left against pressure, throws back to Eilers with a good turnaround and a catch in midfield, out of bounds at about the 48. 15-yard gain as Eilers made that grab, coming off his 6-catch game last week against Landfield. And another staff carpet first down for SHS. Twin receivers right, one to the left, handoff to Burgess, right side, good blocking across midfield, cuts it back, he'll go! Nobody's going to get Burgess. He can walk it in from 52, and the Senators get it back to 36-13. That didn't take long.
Neither did their first one, but they didn't sustain the momentum.
Burgess goes 52, and Jim, once he got past the initial wave of defenders, there was nobody from the second layer on for Taylorville.
They've had so much success running up the gut. 151 yards now, 14 carries for Trey Burgess.
Into the end zone for the second time in this game, the sixth time all told on this season. And Graham Haven will attempt the extra point to make it a 22-point game. At some point when they score, they're going to have to go for two. Lowe's snap and a whistle before the kick, and it's a good thing because he chunked that one. Champley is hobbling over towards the Taylorville sidelines. The timeout was to get the injured two-way starter, who's the quarterback for Taylorville, off the field. That'll be something to keep an eye on as we progress here with 10:58 to go. Chase Dickerson comes on, Matt Sandberg comes off. The Senators will try again for the extra point. Once again, the sun has ducked at least momentarily behind the clouds. Now the do-over. Good snap and hold. No rush, and the kick is right through. Haven 2 for 2 on extra point kicks this afternoon. Well, the Senators have a chance. They're back to within 3 touchdowns, down 36-14. And they'll kick off when we come back in a minute.
Springfield High draws to within 3 scores at 36-14. Trey Burgess on a 52-yard run. Graham Haven with the kick for conversion, sponsored by Friends for Jack Campbell for Sheriff. 6 plays, 96 yards, 1:02 off the clock at 10:58. 36-14 is our score.
Onside kickoff, and that'll be recovered easily by Cole Sheedy on the right side for Taylorville at their 45. Haven hit the top of the ball, but unfortunately for him, the big hop was right to Sheedy. It was almost like a shortstop getting a Sunday hop. And Sheedy, number 41, just had to grab it, make sure he secured the ball, and Taylorville has a staff carpet first down at their 45.
It does not look like Champley is in. It looks like number 8, McChristie, is going to run quarterback.
He played
he's at wide receiver.
Yeah, he's
now.
The wide receiver. It's Heimsness, isn't it, Jim? 19, who played last week.
Yes.
Heimsness took the place of Champley, who cramped up last week against Glenwood, and we've got a whistle. Taylorville had movement along the line. That'll back them up 5 to their 40, and it will be 1st and 15. Well, the Senators have all of their timeouts, but they need to get a quick 3-and-out here. They don't want to have to use a timeout on this defensive stance, down by 3 touchdowns. McChristie got the play from Jeb Odom on the sideline and brings it into the huddle. He splits to the left side. Heimsness is in the gun. Smothers to the right of him. Kettlecamp wide to the short side of the field right. Push it ahead on the pass. That is an incomplete pass.
No, they're going to, yeah, they are. That time he called it.
Intended for Smothers off his hands. The ball was on the ground. Tony Williams came out of there with it, but that was the correct call. It was a chest pass, an unusual looking pass, but that ball went forward from the quarterback, so it's not a fumble, and it's 2nd and 15. I were Taylorville, I would shelve the passing for a while with the backup quarterback in there. You want to run some clock here, don't you?
Without a doubt, yeah. You want to keep the ball as long as you can and keep that offense off the field.
Wind has really picked up. You can maybe hear it whipping through our microphones. We're atop the press box on the west side of Memorial Stadium.
And Springfield High has the wind to its back now for this fourth quarter.
Down by 22, 36-14. Williams edging in on the blitz. The handoff to Smothers, hitting the backfield. The flag is down as Smothers surges ahead near the 45 with a good effort. Got about 4 or 5. The flag was thrown out in the left flat. And the Senators are indicating it's against Taylorville.
Yep.
That is the call. It's a 5-yard penalty. Now, it would be, if they decline this penalty, it'd be 3rd down and almost 10. I'd certainly think about that. You want to get off the field in one play rather than 2. They're going to take the penalty, move it back to the 35, and it's 2nd and 20.
5-yard penalty, repeat 2nd down.
So Taylorville's got almost 10 more yards than they otherwise would have had, but they'll run 2 plays before they have to give it up, barring a turnover. Clock restarted. Down under 10 and a half minutes to play.
But it is a backup quarterback, and they're running those 2 plays, which makes a difference.
From the 35, on the Taylorville side, McChristie, the wider of 2 receivers left, over on that side as well as Jaywook.
Wildcat, no it's not.
Still Harmsness. He's going to run it himself, faking the handoff to Smothers. He gets swung around and thrown down after a 5-yard gain by Nick Casper.
The ball carrier.
3rd down 15 from the 40.
Casper dragged him down at the 40.
Yeah, the only concern I would have about taking that penalty, Jim, is I don't think they would have gotten the 1st down on 3rd and 10. And between the amount of time to run the play and the officials to set the football and restart the 25-second play clock, you're letting Taylorville run about 45 seconds off the clock if you don't call timeout.
You're moving the ball closer to your end zone, though, and that's what I think you got to think about that, too.
They're down 15 from the 40. High snap to Hines, and another flag, and this one before the play.
50 jump, the right guard was off too quick. I think they've done it all night.
That's Blake Cooper. Yeah. Yeah, their timing was right there in the first half.
Hey, just run.
And Taylorville is now into double digits in penalties this afternoon, aren't they?
12 penalties, 70 yards.
That would be double digits. How many for the Senators this afternoon, Jim?
The Senators have just 2 penalties for 20.
So it's 3rd down and 20 for Taylorville. Again, clock restarted. And they don't have to snap it until we're down to about 9:05. Looks like they'll snap it before that. We're sitting at 9:18 to go with Taylorville on top, 36-14. Out of the gun, conservative call, up the middle, Smothers, and he's hit. Cromer falls on top of him, and it's no gain. And now Taylorville will punt on 4th down and 20 from their 35. 99 and 95, Cromer and Kemp met at the running back. There's timeout on the field.
Cromer's helmet came off, so he's got to sit out of play.
Tell Eilers he's got to move up.
So it is 4th down and 20. And the Senator assistant coaches want Eilers to be aggressive in returning this punt. It's into the wind, and now they're going to move him up. Line of scrimmage for the Sid Wright punt is the Taylorville 35. Eilers now retreating again, moving back to the Senator 30. I don't think into this wind he's going to get it that far. Good snap to Wright, gets it off. Nope, no chance for a return here. It went on a 45-degree angle straight out of bounds. Not much of a punt. It is at the Senator 42. So on that punt, just 23 yards. Let's take a 30-second break. Senators down 36-14 in the 4th quarter. Back after this timeout.
Ball will be spotted at the 42. 1st and 10.
I can't understand some things like people want to trap us around for an ace man.
He almost didn't hand that off.
Sweep left side, Burgess dances inside, has a 1st down. He'll pinwheel down inside Taylorville territory at about the 45.
Perfect one tackle by Wright.
But for Burgess, a nice gain to the market, in fact, to the 44. 14 on that gain. A staff carpet 1st down. 8:20 to go, clock moving. Senators down 36-14, and you wonder how much Taylorville has left in the tank. Now Burgess straight up the middle, nothing fancy. Both arms around the football, and he got 4 ahead of the 40.
Smothers at the 40-yard line.
Smothers came out of there with the football. Oh, Burgess is holding his face as his helmet is off. And R.J. Luke comes out on the field to escort him to the sidelines and pick up the debris from the helmet that was left on the turf as well.
Well, by rule, he's got to come out.
Tony Williams is the sub, and those two share time in the backfield. Burgess has plenty of energy. He has scored the 2 Senator touchdowns, and from my money, Jim, at the moment, he's the most dangerous Springfield High player out there.
Without a doubt, unless number 7 can start clicking when he's throwing the ball.
2nd and 6 from the 40 of Taylorville. Overcast at the moment, 7:45 on the clock of the 4th quarter. 2 receivers right and left. They're going to run the quarterback sweep with Wilkie. Takes it inside the 35 and steps out of bounds to stop the clock. There's a very late flag that came in. And the step out by Wilkie was at about the 35.
I think they're going to get a hold.
That is the call. Just the 3rd penalty this afternoon against the Senators. But Taylorville will take that and move the football back to almost midfield. Back it goes to the 47 on the Taylorville side. Repeat the 2nd down, and it's 2nd and 13. It would have been 3rd and 1, but for that penalty. Williams still in. Senators at the left hash mark have Cole Glacier slotted on the right side, Minder wide of him. And Eilers the wide receiver left. The low snap, Wilkie has it. He steps up looking for Eilers, who makes a dive but can't come up with the ball. It's through his fingertips at the 33 on the Taylorville side. 3rd down, 13. That's just the kind of day it's been for the Senator offense. Just a little off.
Burgess comes back into the game for the Senators.
And Williams exits. Sandberg in. Made a nice grab earlier this half. He's the wide out right side. Cole Glacier slotted. Minder tight end right side. Eilers to the left. Ooh, interesting call. Burgess up the middle, 3rd and 13. He got some good yards, but not close to the 1st down. They get him at the 40 after a gain of 7. So it's 4th and 6. Jake Smothers made the stop for Taylorville, and the Senators absolutely have to convert here. 7:10 on the clock in the 4th quarter. 36-14 Taylorville.
This is when Wilkie likes to keep it. I hope he doesn't.
It is 4th and 6. Wilkie against a blitz. Look out. He steps up. There is a flag thrown. Wilkie is hit at the 40 by Morrissey, and Taylorville is contending that the penalty will be against Springfield High.
And I declined it there. No,
oh, sure.
I mean, absolutely.
To get the ball. Yep. Chop block, and then it'll be declined. Block below the waist, and Taylorville will take over with the staff carpet 1st down. Wilkie was under a lot of pressure. That's a good call by the Taylorville coaching staff, Jim. They blitzed, and Springfield didn't have enough blockers prepared for it.
Yeah, Wilkie in that situation, 4th and long, 3rd and I mean, Wilkie likes to keep the ball.
I think the other issue may have been that Burgess still looked like he didn't have a clear head. I was watching him before that ball was snapped, and I'm not sure how much of an option he could have been that time anyway. So as it is, Taylorville up by 22, 6:53 to go. They have the ball at their 40, and they do have Tanner Champley back on the field. That's the best news of all for them as they get ready for Rochester on Friday night. 2nd man through is Keene. Good effort up the middle for Keene Rogers, the 5'8", 160-pound junior who told me down on the field before the game, if you call me by my first or last name, be sure you call me by my first name. That's why I called him Keene there. It's a gain of 7 and 2nd and 3.
People believe me when you say that stuff.
2nd and 3.
You're the trusted voice of Springfield, and so they think that the kid really came up to you and said that to you.
Yes, that's Johnny Keene's grandson, Keene Rogers, for the gain of 7. 6:15 to go, 4th quarter. Taylorville very much in control of this game now.
Right into it.
2nd man through. We'll call him Rogers this time, and he got 2 as he stumbled ahead to the 49. Or was that Sid Wright instead?
Okay, let's go orange, 5. Orange,
No, it
5.
was Keene Rogers.
Yeah,
Right.
I heard somebody say Sid Wright, but it was 13, not 23. And now Keene Rogers, who has caused nothing but trouble on this series, checks out of the game. 3rd and 1, more importantly, Kettlecamp comes on. He takes the place of Jay Wilk. Hertford is in the offensive backfield. 36-14 Taylorville. And as disappointing as the Senators' performance has been here this afternoon, I really give a lot of credit to Taylorville for coming here ready to play.
There's a game right here. This is it.
Yep, 3rd down 1. They wait until there are 3 seconds left on the play clock and snap it. Pitch it to Smothers. He stumbles, steps inside his big lineman, and he's got the first down to the Senator 47.
Jake Smothers carries for the Taylorville first
Jake
down.
Smothers got right on the belt of Blake Cooper. The offensive lineman on the right side. One of the other linemen is down. Thomas Snyder, slow to get to his feet.
Cooper's got those gold shoes, and every time I see him, I think there's a flag down there.
And we've seen plenty of those as well. Chase Dickerson, meantime, he collided apparently with Snyder at the end of that run. And it looks like Dickerson got the worst of that. He's in a lot of pain down at the Senator 46-yard line.
Well, they're talking about the ambulance immediately.
Wow. Well, we do see some movement, Jim, from his feet, his legs, and the movement is confirming to us the level of pain that Chase Dickerson is confronted with here. Yeah, they're going to bring the ambulance out on the field, and obviously that's concerning.
Yeah, there was no hesitation. The first official down there immediately waved, and the Taylorville sideline is the one that went down and alerted the ambulance guys.
Yeah, I think they were kind of slow to see Dickerson down because Snyder was on top of him at the end of that play, and Snyder's 280 pounds. And Chase Dickerson, 31, is a 5'9", 175-pound senior. Football, meantime, is at the Senator 47, where Taylorville has a first down and 10. The priority at the moment is the welfare of Chase Dickerson of the Senators. Let's go ahead and take a 60-second timeout with Taylorville on top, 36-14 in the 4th quarter. We'll be right back. Utility guy for SHS. He can go on either side of the football. He's playing defense here, and you can hear the crowd applauding below as he is to his feet. That was really a scary situation with how quickly they called for the ambulance, but as R.J. Luke walks Chase Dickerson over to the sideline, they're going to wave the ambulance off, and that's a great sign. I almost wonder, he must have been knocked cold, don't you think?
Had to be.
Looks back in the stands, and somebody was asking about his welfare, and he waves them off. That's great.
Probably his mother.
Yeah. Well, that's the best news for the Senators this afternoon, and it's great to see Dickerson with all that energy as he sits down and has an arm around his shoulder draped by big Logan Winders.
You know, John, one thing that about this game, this is the worst turnout of Springfield High students at a game that I've seen in 10 years, maybe.
Yeah, usually they're down below and to the right of us at about the 40, between the 40 and 35 on the south end of the field. High Pride has always been here in good numbers and good voice, as the Senators have made this run of 5 straight years in the playoffs. I don't know if it's just the nature of a Saturday afternoon game, but the rhythm hasn't been there on the field, and it's been reflected in the energy in the stands, too.
Not much there.
4:55 to go. Taylorville has this game securely in their control. They don't have to snap the ball until we're down to about 4:40 on the game clock, and they're up 36-14. Champley comes under center. What an afternoon he's had. Turning to give to Smothers through a hole right side to the 40. He's got a first down, spins inside the 35, and Williams knocks him forward inside the 30, down close to the 29.
Yeah, what killed his momentum was running into his own guy, Morrissey. at about the 37-yard line.
Let's give credit to the linemen, Hooper and Hogue, Snyder, Carmichael. Snyder was the one who got dinged up on that play where Dickerson was out for a period of time. Snyder is back on the field for Taylorville. The Tornadoes really have had a dominant performance from their offensive line. Caleb Hadley, the center, has been out there the whole game, and they've been one of the keys to this 36-14 lead.
Well, John, now I'm starting to wonder how good must that Glenwood defense be? They really bottled up the rushing attack. Minus yardage. Fumble.
Smothers dropped it as he hit one of his own linemen, taking it up the middle. There's a scramble for the ball just outside the 30, and it looks like Taylorville's got it.
Recovered by Taylorville.
Champley might have been the guy that got it.
Yeah, he stuck his nose in there. Carmichael as well. Blake Carmichael, 75. He was one of the last to emerge from the pile. It's a loss back to the 31, and there's timeout called by Springfield High, brought to you by Steak and Shake. Back in a minute. Jim Rupert, John Levin, we are atop the press box. It has been overcast for the last 15 minutes or so, but it's been a relatively pleasant day, albeit warm. Breezy, Taylorville going into the wind, but they've got all the points they need. We're late in the fourth quarter, they're up 22. Pitch to Smothers, sweep right from the 31, and they tackle him up high and bring him down at about the 30. Williams, who's shown a lot of energy here in the second half defensively, as he's come in to play linebacker in on that stop.
Colclasher was in on the play also.
They see right at the 30, so the third down and 11 from there for the Tornadoes. They did stop the clock. They said the play finished out of bounds with 3:43 to play. Ken Nelson, Jim Paul, Randy McLeese, Lyman Argelinas, and Bob Clayton. The officiating crew.
That was the crew at Rochester last year on the famous kickoff play when Rochester caught the kick on the fly and nobody knew the rule until the next day. We started reviewing it on the radio and we found out what it was. What do they got?
Now what? Third down 11, and Ken Nelson wants to get somebody off the field. An equipment situation, I think.
The belt broke.
Yeah, Vernon Holloway will come off for backup DB Malik Clark. Clark set up defensively on the right side. He probably will not have much to do on this play. I can't imagine Taylorville putting it in the air, given the game situation. Well, and as we say that, they're going to pass it. And they're going to go up top. They're going to try to burn Clark, and they threw it over his head, incomplete. Intended for Sid Wright down at about the 5. Well, not sure how necessary that was. It's 4th and 11. We're down to 3:37 to play. 36-14 is the Taylorville lead.
They're in 2 down territory, or 4 down territories.
They'll run one more play. If they don't get it down to the 19, the Senators will take over, but Springfield High is getting short on time remaining. They have 2 timeouts left to the Senators.
Now you figure that they won't put it up, they won't throw, although the clock will stop on the change of possession anyway. So.
Right. Hey, remember back in the day in high school football where it didn't?
Yeah.
Those were fast games back then. Champley was going to fake a pass and run it, and he really got drilled at the end of their run for a 4-yard gain. He was up in the air. And Alonzo Hammonds, and then I think it was Harrison Williams who hit him, number 30, while he was in midair. So Champley's fortunate that he came out of that okay, and the Senators will take over just outside their 25 with the staff carpet first down.
Winters, he misses. Winters, we're on offense. He's on the bench.
3:28 to go, fourth quarter. Logan Winters, one of the offensive linemen, was last to learn that the offense is back on the field and he needs to get in the game. Brings his 290-pound frame out there. He's got plenty of time, still 15 on the play clock. It's really a luxury to have those here at Memorial Stadium in each end zone this year. They're going to go with the inside handoff, the dive play to Tony Williams. And
Williams, ball carrier.
did dive forward and got just a yard. Thomas Snyder made the tackle, and that is a call that
At the 26
indicates you're kind of running out the string here, aren't you?
Yeah, that's a white flag play.
Two receivers right, one to the left. Low snap. Wilkie picks it up. He steps up against pressure, throws hard over the middle. Good catch by Cole Glazier. He'll have the first down out to the 40 before four defenders push him back there. Among the tacklers, Keen Rogers, Alan Windell, who is out there in the secondary, also in on the stop. Windell, senior, 6'1", 150, playing corner.
Penalty marker on the
There's a
play.
penalty flag, though, that I had not seen, and that will negate the first down. Is in the offensive backfield back at the 21. And Ken Nelson will indicate we have another illegal block against SHS down low. So the chop block brings it back to the 11, and the Senators repeat the second down. It'll be 2nd and 25 with 2:55 to go. Burgess, the running back, to the left of Wilkie, who's in the shotgun. Two receivers left, one right. Wilkie steps up in the pocket, over the middle, and that was a flutter ball, low, intended for Cole Glazier and incomplete. Out at the 23.
Third down.
Wide ball almost looked like it got tipped the way it was. It really fluttered.
So it is third down. And 25.
Yep.
Almost at the 12-yard line. So 3rd and 24 from there. They need to get to the 36. 36-14 Taylorville. And the handoff right up the middle to Burgess. Oh, got hit hard from behind out across the 20. Got pushed forward to the 22 or 3 by Snyder. They'll mark it at the 22 and set up a 4th down 14 for SHS. About a 10-yard gain for Trey Burgess. We'll name the Amberjack Alehouse players of the game after the game. Burgess, who has scored the 2 Senators touchdowns, was named last week. So we'll pick another Senator this afternoon, and one for Taylorville as well. On 4th down, Wilkie avoids pressure, fires out to the left sideline, a catch by Eilers in the first down. Needed to get to the 36, got a yard on top of that to the 37. As Staff Carpet first down, and that was one of the nicer hookups for the Senators quarterback and receiver combination this afternoon. 2:10 to go. Looks like we're headed for about a 2.5-hour game, which by today's standards is quick. Wilkie straight back to pass, plenty of time, swings it out right side. Sandberg has the catch at midfield, and he's got a first down. Hit by Mike Buckles, who scored a touchdown on a pass reception earlier this afternoon. They'll mark it at the 49. Pickup of 12 for Wilkie. And for Sandberg on the reception, as the Senators are padding some stats now late in this game. Staff Carpet first down, the handoff to Burgess. Up the middle he goes, starts left, comes back to the middle of the field. Good acceleration inside the Taylorville territory, inside the 35 and down close to the 32.
Burgess over 200.
Wow. Kind of quietly, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. Well, the 53-yarder will take care of that.
That helps. It's about a quarter of it right there. The call at the Taylorville 32. And a gain of 19. And back to pass Wilkie. He throws it low, but Eilers went down low to make the catch. He'll be short of the first down at the Tornadoes 24, a pickup of 8. And timeout out on the field. The Senators use their second, sponsored by Steak and Shake, with 1:32 to go fourth quarter. They're down 36-14. Back in a minute. Second and 3, Senators from the Taylorville 25 on the left hash mark, down 36-14. Taylorville a little soft on defense on this drive. Play action fake, and the throw from Minder, who was tied up with the defender, is no good. There are 2 flags that are
That's pass interference.
zipped into the area, and that'll be 15 and the Senator first down. Bob Clayton, the back judge, got a lot on that.
Yeah, he really did. He got good distance.
He had the wind behind it.
He's not a very big guy, so he needs a win behind.
Bob's always been one of my favorite officials because of that. I can almost look him eye to eye.
He's thrown it into the wind.
That's true. That's a good throw. That's like Bob whipping the ball back to a softball pitcher. 1:27 to go in the game. Senators have it down to the Taylorville 12. Out of the gun, Wilkie rolls left. He's looking for Eilers, front of the end zone. He's got the catch. Touchdown, Senators. There's a flag thrown as Wilkie got hit late. I believe you will count that pass as a touchdown, and that makes it 36-20 Taylorville if that's the case. Ken Nelson threw the flag. He was standing in the offensive backfield. Now they're going to call holding against the Senators and take the touchdown off the board. I saw Wilkie on the ground after I looked up and saw the flag and just assumed it was a late hit. But that is not the case. So no touchdown for Eilers and the Senators. The hold was at the 17, moves it back to the 27. And it is first down and 25 for SHS. Down to 1:21 left to go in the game. Twin receivers right. Burgess up the middle on the handoff, lost the football, but then fell back on top of it. 1 yard gain.
Recovered by Springfield at the 26.
And in on the tackle this time, 44, Dalton Stokes. One of the big issues the Senators will have to work on in the week ahead as they get ready for Sacred Heart Griffith on Friday night is hanging on to the football.
Had some trouble today.
This game really turned on the 3 fumbles that they lost in the second quarter. Wilkie's going to air it out for Eilers. Looked like he came from out of bounds back inbounds. He dropped the pass anyway in the front of the end zone. And it's incomplete and third down.
Third down.
Down to 45 seconds to play. Jim, a season ago with Dalton Bolster playing football and being the deep threat for the Senators, Eilers caught 9 passes the whole year. It looks like he and Wilkie are on a pretty good wavelength this year.
Yeah, and it's going to be spread out a little bit more because Bolster was the big play guy, and they didn't have a lot of other guys. You know, those other guys were lesser lights, but now they're all about the same.
Sandberg into the game, splits wide to the right side. Third down, 25 Senators, 24 actually from the 26. Wilkie steps up, away from trouble, throws underneath on the right side, and an interception at the 20-yard line.
Trying to get Minder.
Threw it right into the hands of, I believe, Alden Brown.
Alden Brown.
Linebacker, 5'8", 170 senior. And Brown broke on the ball nicely at the 20 and made the interception, and Taylorville will take a knee and wrap up this upset win. That's Wilkie's first interception thrown this year, right?
No, third in the game.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. They had the one on the tip in the first half. What's the other one that I'm forgetting about? I know Morrissey had one.
They had one early on Springfield High second possession. Wright picked one off.
So they've had 3 different Taylorville players. That's right. I remember Sid Wright picking it off now that you mention it. That's usually the way it works. So Wilkie, who had a clean sheet last week, well, now what? Taylorville has called their final timeout. Kind of an odd time for that. But it allows us to plug our sponsor, Steak and Shake. Sino, let's go ahead and take a 30 this time. Bring it back after a 30-second break. We're running out the clock here with Taylorville on top, 36-14. I want to thank Sino Davis for his work on the broadcast this afternoon. Taylorville calls timeout in front of a kneel down to end the game. And Champley, who has been the offensive player of the game for the Tornadoes, does the honors. Glad hands all around between the two teams, and they will run out the clock. Taylorville comes to town in their final meeting between these two programs, and they end a 5-year Senator winning streak in the series. They really dominated this afternoon and win it 36-14. We're back for the postgame show on Sports Radio 1450 after this break.
Final score in today's game, Taylorville 36, Springfield 14. Fans, thanks for your attendance at today's game. A reminder to Taylorville fans, the Tornadoes